Russell, and this is my group of friends. We're going to play D&D together today. We're here to play Sidarhael to raise money for Gaming for Charity, which is basically Koru Care and Heart Kids New Zealand. So that's what we're here to do today. So I'm going to go around the room and ask everyone to introduce themselves, starting over here with my good friend Barry. Te Hira.
My name is Barry, and I play Hurricane Storm.
Okay, so Amber.
Okay. My name is Amber Rose, and I'm playing Emerald Silvernath.
Hi, I'm Dan, and I play Serenth Songalan.
Hi, I'm Tom, and I play Kindred of the Summer Moon.
Of the Summer Moon. All right. Okay, so shall we begin? Is everyone ready? You've got all your dice prepared. Everyone's set to go. All right. So I'm going to start with you, Barry.
All right.
All right. So the year is 31418 by the Draconic calendar, which is the calendar of Sidarhael. This is the year of the Watchtower. It is thus called because the Watchtower is the name of the remnant moon that's floating on the horizon right now. And it's sitting there kind of looming along with another 4 moons, but it's in the center point to the north. And so you're on the open road with your good friend Smoke. Would you like to describe your character?
I am basically a tiger, a real big tiger. And I wear a hood, and I have 2 swords to my side and a bow, and I'm riding a mule.
A mule, okay. And so Smoke is riding along next to you on a small pony. Okay, and Smoke is another Tabashi, which is the name of the race of cats. Very, very few of them in this world. In fact, at this point, Storm and Smoke believe themselves to be pretty much the last of their lineage, but they're here for a reason. So Smoke looks over to you and she says, Master Storm, why have we come here so far again?
The Empress. You know the Empress. The
Yes,
not so good looking lady.
I do recall the Empress of Dakdagia, yes.
She says.
Deluthia, I believe, was her name, was it not, Storm?
Yes. I don't like her very much, so I try not to remember her name. All right. She said that there is one of us in this city.
Vaingate?
Vaingate, yes.
And that is why we've come all this way.
Apart from you being persistent about it, yes, that is why we have come all this way.
Very well, then. We shall see what this...
I do not believe it is the case.
You think this rumor is not going to pan out?
I mean, how many times have we gone to places, and how many times have we been let down?
That is true, Master Storm. That is true. I do recall, however, we have seen many beautiful and wonderful things.
That is true. Including the time we found eggs, remember?
I do remember how we climbed the cliff faces and...
How I climbed the cliff face.
That's true.
And I fought the vultures.
That's true. That's also true. And you did bring us eggs, and we did eat well that night.
That is true.
Curiously, I understand that we're about to come around this corner, and what we will see here, and she points towards the curve of the road, and you see this huge gate. Like it's not so much a gate, but an arch made by the giants. It's essentially this massive edifice of stone. These stones could not possibly have been moved by humans or any humanoid of your kind of caliber or size. They must have been moved by giants. It's ridiculously big. And you can see there's a huge pile of people milling around it from where you are. And the sun, Ida Pingal, is just beginning to set behind that as the other sun on the other horizon is rising, casting this purplish glow across the countryside. And behind this huge gate that you're looking at, and all the mud and what have you of the road, you can see the city walls of Vaingate, these 3 huge citadels facing you. Well, there it is, Master Storm. What do you think?
Another smelly city.
You can smell the stench of the humans, that is for sure.
They are just orcs.
Orcs?
Well, if you think of it that way. Humans are just orcs without tusk.
I see what you mean, yes. They are kind of shriveled and unpleasant to look at. I agree. So you guys ride on and you get towards this huge edifice, this massive gate, and you notice that there's people in droves standing up next to it, coming up to it and taking turns cutting their hands and putting their bloody fists and hands on the wall like some sort of ritual or rite. And then you see others standing nearby with robes on, healing them, magically healing them, like they might be clerics or something, but you don't notice any holy symbols. So it's a bit hard to say what's going on there. Anyway, you and Smoke go around them and you get to the actual gate of the actual city, which is another couple of 100 meters beyond that. Through the crowd, and it's beginning to rain very lightly now as you approach the gate, and you can see people coming up to the guardhouse. And you have to sort of form a line, and it's quite a thick line full of people, and there's a few wagons and things, and there's a guard there who's like, "Halt! What's your business?" Somebody does their thing, and the next person comes up, "Halt! What's your business?" It comes up to your turn. "You, halt! What's your business?"
We are visiting the Daughters of Twilight.
You notice that Smoke pulls her hood down over her face and covers her features.
I have already done so.
Very well. Okay. You're what?
We are here to visit the Daughters of Twilight. We have business with them.
You've got some kind of papers, I assume?
Smoke?
Smoke pulls out some scroll and she hands it over to the soldier and keeps her head down. The soldier takes it. You can make a insight check, please.
That was a 7.
A 7. Do you have any bonuses on that?
You need your specs, Barry.
I don't have any.
No.
No.
No, so it's a 7.
Yeah.
Okay, unfortunately you don't notice anything particularly out of the ordinary about this, but you do notice that Smoke kind of gives him this look that only you could tell because you've known her for so long, since she was a child, and she's got this kind of skeptical look in her eye, and she makes eye contact with you about this guard. Anyway, the guard looks at the paper for a minute, hands it back to you. "All right, and in you go. Quickly, on your way."
Move on.
All right, and you pass on into the city of Vane Gate. Okay, so you guys, Amber, Emerald, you're here. This is one of the inner chambers in the Temple of the Daughters of Twilight in the city of Vane Gate. And if you take this map here, we can see, I don't know if the battle camera can see this, but you're over here, right, in Grenaldea, in the temple district of the city. And you've gotten up and you've done your morning routine and you've made your prayers and what have you to Sehenin Moonbow and Corellon the Rathian and the Seldarine, the gods of the elves. And you've made your way here, and this is part of your routine every day as you come here and you are given the news and delivered any messengers and what have you that have to do with your service to the Order of the Daughters of Twilight. Perhaps you'd like to describe your character.
I am a straight postured high elf with dark purple hair and a slightly darker purple skin. I don't know what else to really say.
What are you wearing?
I'm dressed in light armor with a light indoor cloak.
Okay. All right. So as you come in, one of the priestesses comes up next to you, and another one comes up on the other side, and the one on the other side bends down, and she goes to take your shoes from you, and one of them holds your hand as you step through this pool of water to wash your feet as you come in. and then they give you your shoes back across here, and they buckle them back up again. And then as you move through the temple, you get to this huge brazen brazier, I should say, and one of them hands you a pot of incense to cast into the fire. And you cast that into the fire as per your ritual, your daily practice, and this blast of smoke and incense burns up. That's all part of your daily ritual. You come in through here and you find your liege lady, Iolantha Imdrael, standing in all of her majesty in the inner court, looking at you as you come in. And you see there's this old wizened-looking man in a robe somewhat pulled over his head with a bit of a shaggy beard, like patchy beard. You're not quite sure why he's got such a patchy beard, but he seems a little bit scabby. And he's reading some information to Lady Iolantha. And he says, the war in the West, Queen Clareska of Scartabel continues to raise funds and armies in defiance of, what does it say here, the Council of High Wardens, it says. And Lord Duncan appears to be unpleased. And among the city-states of the Protectorate, the northern Sky Reachers have been taxed to their limits, and Balkanard, my lady, is in open revolt. We have not heard back from our delegation to the Frostmoors of yet. The Right Honourable Lord Duncan of the High Council of High Wardens has become gravely concerned. At that point, Sidarhael, you are ushered into the court through here, and you come down, and you're not expected to go through the whole rigmarole because you're not a paladin.
I just sort of come running straight through.
Okay, so
Splash through the water. Watch out for the brazier.
Roland's comes
Roland, where are you? I mean, brother Nilo, where are you?
Don't need to say that
I spent half my life waiting for you to catch up.
We're not
Your wee little legs.
We're not undercover anymore. You can stop talking like that. You can stop talking like me.
Oh.
You can talk like yourself now.
Pulls back a hood.
All right? Stop
And you
pretending.
see,
We're at the temple. We're in the gate.
All right, shut up, brother Nilo.
Talking like me.
Look,
You're copying.
There's Lady
You're copying me.
I'm not copying
You're
you.
copying me.
That's our cover, isn't
It's
it?
blown.
What do you mean it's blown?
It's gone. It's finished.
Well, we're in home base. It doesn't matter, does it?
I turn around and see them standing there making this great racket and go,
Shush!
Sorry, lady. I didn't mean to.
La aha, la bar, la kathar, la dahar.
I look at him a little shocked and confused and return the blessing.
My lady, Imdrael, don't know who you are. Master Bard Oriana. We return from, can I take this off? And he pulls off this beard, revealing a very, very youthful face. If he were human, you might think maybe he's late teens, but if you look closely at his hood off, you see slight peaked ears, very aquiline face.
I stand between him and my lady, waiting for an explanation.
I see you have returned, Sidarhael.
Yes.
Quite an entrance you've made.
I am sorry, my lady. Time is of the essence, I feel. I have a letter for you.
A letter?
Yes. Oh, Master Bard, Oriana. I met her.
Yes.
Kagi Mangal, I met her.
The Orcan tribeswoman.
Orphan tribeswoman. She was absolutely terrifying.
I see.
Actually, in actual fact, you might want to review sending me on those sorts of missions, because I really think I was out of my depth.
You have returned nonetheless.
I have returned, yes.
And successfully, I assume.
Well, I'll let the letter do the talking, shall I?
Well, perhaps you would like to read it to us.
Yes, and he pulls out a bag. Just one moment. And he disappears.
Roland's like, it's a trick. Don't worry, he's coming back. In 3, 2, 1.
Skadoosh! Yes, here it is. Sorry, I left it in the bag. Anyway, let's see. Shall I read it? Do I?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Just read it, sir.
Just quiet, Roland. Unless you want to read it, Roland.
No.
No, that was a joke. You're not reading it. Sorry, here we go.
Time is of the essence, Lord.
Pardon me, Lady Imdrael. The warlord Kirkby Mingal has refused our shipments of Ghent marks. She has sent the following reply.
Send me swords or women, but I will have no truck with these tokens of men's weakness.
It was sort of like that. It's kind of how she spoke. Like I said, terrifying.
Out again, that was quite a good impression of me, by the way.
Thank you. I'm a bard.
Thank
Everybody.
you. Excellent. Dan actually is a bard. But there you go. Anyway, all right.
So, successful? What do you think?
Well, I believe we will need to look further into this. Perhaps I shall send you back.
Please don't. Can I say that as I approached, there were people crucified everywhere, most of them men, and being a man, I don't know if I'm totally right for this job. Plus, they said they hate music. Well, one of them did. I was singing a song and they said, no music, no music. And then they held up these ears, as if they were the ears of bards that had been chopped off.
I
So
interrupt
maybe,
and I say, my lady, you sent him to deal with an orc.
maybe you should send her. And I point at
Perhaps I should send both of you.
Immerel.
I don't think I need help.
I don't think you need help.
I don't think she needs help.
I think you do.
I need a lot of help.
Lady Imrel.
This one's not such
smiles.
great help. I point to Roland.
Roland looks around. I'm a great help. What are you talking about? what are you? You're looking at me.
Oh, he's a
for?
cheerful fellow.
I can play the horn.
He does play the horn very well when we're under cover.
And other times as well.
And other times
What
too.
is going on here?
Sorry.
Why would you send a bard to deal with an orc?
I'm sorry.
Imrel.
Nice to meet you.
I should appreciate your tone lowered in my
Sorry,
presence.
my
Oh!
I have my reasons. You can assume that.
My lady, sorry. There's someone waiting for you outside. He's a friend of mine.
A friend of yours?
Yes.
And whom might this be?
Oh, kindred. Great big hairy cat fellow. Majestic,
the Tabashi.
brave, softly spoken. Well, I don't know
Send
if he's
him
softly
in.
spoken. Doesn't say much, is what I mean.
Send him in.
Send him in. Do
Yes.
you want me to
Send the halfling.
to know? Roll it. Go get
What?
kindred.
You want me to... Oh,
Yes,
the
you're not
cat.
important.
You
Here,
want me
go
to
on.
Find the cat. Oh,
I'm
all right.
kidding, you're important. Here's an
Why
important
would you
question.
say
Go get-
that?
Go get kindred.
Why say these things to me? It hurts my
Look,
feelings.
if you don't go
Sarah.
now, I'll go get him.
Roland runs off. Okay, so Kindred, you're in the waiting room outside with all this going on. And the halfling, who you've met briefly before, comes in. Excuse me, sir, Kindred?
Yes?
I believe that Lady Imrel, Iolantra Imdrael, and her offsider Imrel, and some other people want to see you now inside with the Daughters of Twilight.
Good. Then please lead the way, my friend.
Yes, this way. Come on then.
I follow Roland and I make my way inside.
They're very serious in there, you know. I don't know why. This is just, everything's so serious with elves. Have you noticed that?
Perhaps it is serious times.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't thought of that, actually. Could be serious times, yes. Well, anyway, come on. Here's the door. And you go on in. And you come in through here and wander past these braziers and...
Oh, this is here he comes.
Greetings.
Hi again.
Kindred of the sundered moon. Welcome to our temple once more.
It is an honor, my lady, to be here and in your presence.
There are several things of import that we should discuss. But first, are you well?
I am as well as I can be, my lady.
Is the city of Vanegate treating you well?
Yes, for the most part, everyone has been very gracious and kind, although I am getting used to it. It is very large, and there are a lot of people. I am finding it difficult to remember people's names.
I see.
You remember my name, no?
Yes, Senator, I remember your name.
Good.
Well, Kindred, I have firstly grave news to offer, unfortunately. I understand your mentor's sister, Kaelin Ta Silveranth.
What?
She has unfortunately been taken by the Black Guard. This is news I have recently had reported by our spies and Ets. I cannot verify this or be absolutely certain of it, but I feel that you should know. I understand they are looking for a Moonblade. Secondly, of perhaps happier import, there is a rumor of a Tabashi who has entered the city of Vane Gate and is presently staying at an inn called Broken Oak.
Oh dear.
Now, I propose, Immerel, due to your outburst earlier, that you shall lead this trio to the tavern and introduce our Tabashi friend to his kinsmen, if you can find them.
There's more. There's more of them.
So I understand.
I'm not entirely sure I know what you are.
Well, you can have that discussion between yourselves, while I continue with matters of stately import.
Did you say Kaelin Silveranth?
I did.
You're related to Kaelin Silveranth?
Not related, but I knew her brother very well.
Right. And what was his name?
Heimdall.
Curious.
Heimdall was much like a father to me. He was a great man and mentor.
Right.
That's...
Would you like me to come? Says Roland.
I suppose so, Roland.
I can... You know,
Well, you know, it's your fault that we can't go... My lady, I don't know if...
Enough! Begone. I have many things of greater import to discuss with my advisors.
Yes, my lady.
Master Bard?
And you leave. All right, Barry. You're at the Broken Oak Tavern. Just so that you know. Do you have a room there yet?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you settled into the tavern, you're sitting down. Are you in your room or are you in the tavern area?
No, I'm in the tavern,
Okay.
sitting against the wall, watching the front door.
Okay. All right. So what do you guys do when you leave the temple?
Why do you do that?
You might have heard of the Bard of Vanegate? That's me.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And the Broken Oak? Yes. That's where it all began.
Right, so you should be staying outside then.
Well, with my cover, maybe they'll never know.
That worked for you before.
Really?
Well,
That really worked for you.
we've been travelling for 3 months and this has been okay.
That's true, that's true. It has
But
worked, yes.
Maybe if you're guarding kindreds, you could guard me too. Strength in numbers.
How about you try to stay quiet and we'll see how we go.
I don't think that's possible.
I'm sure everything will go well. I have faith. Let us make our way to this tavern, and I will see one of my own people.
This must be a lot for you.
Yes, I do not know what to think about it, and I am not one for words. So, I am feeling nervous, I think. But let us make our way.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure we'll find her, and I'm sure our new friend will be just as magnificent as you are.
Yes.
I find myself constantly staring at him, just kind of trying to figure out exactly what it is he is.
Don't stare, it's rude.
So the...
Sorry. I haven't met anyone like you before.
It is something that I have gotten used to.
Right.
But essentially what you are looking at is a very tall and broad-shouldered lion-like humanoid. He has very snowy white fur and the silvery mane that cascades down his shoulders. Large golden eyes, broad black nose, wide mouth. He has this dark blue surcoat that's woven with silver thread with an emblazoned symbol of a broken and sundered moon. It covers this kind of glistening, beautifully polished chainmail. He wears over this a hooded emerald cloak with this motif of climbing ivy and flowers that kind of flows over and up his shoulders as the cloak flows over them and down his back. Over this is a large, round, shining shield, which seems to be made of polished metal with these intricate, almost jagged pieces carved into it, as if the symbol itself has been broken and then remade. At his side, he has this jet black scabbard with the silver filigree and a almost crystalline white hilt of a blade that just peeks under his cloak. But his face is very resolute at this point, and he's looking onward as I make my way forward. Let us go.
Right. As you travel through the city, you come upon a very odd sight, which is a large group of people wearing robes and very strange, odd-looking, almost arcane-looking hats and such. 4 of them are carrying this huge box between them like it's a coffin. It's not a coffin because it's obviously the wrong shape. And they just travel through like they're parading through the streets. And then they're gone. And that's that. And you get to the tavern.
Here we go.
You see there's some children sitting outside across the street on a step, playing dice on the ground and laughing. There's a man on the street, an older man with a little cart selling what looks like moonshine or some kind of cheap liquor. Get to the doors.
Are you sure it's wise for you to come in?
What do you mean? I am...
You're not going to cause unnecessary
I'm
trouble.
Thus, a priest. Who are we priests of again? Neil.
Oh my goodness.
We're priests of
Yondala.
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 That's right. Halfling god of plenty.
Of plenty. The symbol of the goat's horn of plenty. Alright, let's go.
Okay.
You ready?
This is a ruse of some kind?
Yes. Yes. You're going to draw enough attention, so maybe you can try not to.
All right.
And wait, what are we doing here again?
We're going to meet
Apparently there's more of them.
Kindred's extended family? Kin?
Yes, my kin.
Well, I thought you were the last one.
As did I have only known one other Tabashi, and that was my mother.
That's what you're called then, is it? What?
The Bashi.
You'll have to say
Tabashi?
it again.
The
'cause I
bath,
can't,
the bath.
I can't quite get
Tabashi.
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 All right, I got you now. All right.
That
Tabashi.
is what my mother told me we were called.
All right. So Barry, make a perception check, please, because you're sitting in the tavern near the door. There's a possibility that this conversation might waft in through the. Oh my! Was that a 19? I believe it was. So whatever your perception is on top of that, yes, you Barry, Storm, you hear the word Tabashi, and you and Smoke both kind of go look up like at each other like.
It would appear there is one of us.
Someone's talking about us.
From what I hear, it is possible.
Master
But
Storm,
then they could be talking about us.
do you think we should retreat to our room, Master Storm?
I think you should put your hand on your sword. Just in case.
Very well, Master Storm. She loosens her weapon just as you guys come in. Yep. Okay, so this Tabashi and this now disguised half-elven bard who looks like what exactly?
With the facial hair and the hood pulled low, would look human. Blue eyes, pale to golden skin. Wavy golden hair, but mostly covered by the hood. About 5'8".
All right.
Just appears human with a sort of monk's garb.
Right.
With a rope and a bag.
Okay.
And that's it.
So he's actually fairly nondescript.
Yeah.
Might actually work. Okay. Who knows? Would you like to make a deception check?
With my new dice.
New dice purchased specifically for
Prepare to be deceived, everybody.
prepare to be deceived. Couldn't quite see that.
It's an 11 in total.
Oh my. An 11. All right, well, we'll keep that in mind going forward. All right. So you guys go into the tavern and you probably should make a perception check. Yeah. And so you're using D&D Beyond for your character sheet? Nice.
I rolled a 7.
A 7? Okay, so you're looking around in there's a lot going on. There's some dwarves over there, and they're singing something
see the
about
giant cat.
there's a bunch of the two giant cats in the corner are a bit too well hidden.
Probably the trees in the room.
Oh, there you
That's
go,
true,
yeah.
and there is
Out of the way.
a tree in the center of this tavern. It's open to the sky in the center. It's kind of like a Roman apartment, however you describe that. And there's pillars, and the bar is on one side, and this big oak tree growing through the center of the building up into the sky. You're looking around, and you can smell food and vinegar. You can smell alcohol. All these different scents coming to you, even from the street outside, because your heightened senses are so powerful.
Well, perhaps we should speak to the proprietor. That is the word?
Yes, that's the word, yeah.
You see a dwarf
Aye.
behind the bar, and there's a bar lady, also human.
Hello, my friend. You wouldn't have happened to see somebody who looks like him.
You're back.
Who?
I remember you.
Who? Him?
Aye.
You wouldn't remember me, no.
Just relax.
Looks like you. Do I remember you? Something familiar about you?
Don't know what you look like.
Let me roll a dice to see if I can recall. Oh, it's a 3, never mind. Oh, you're right, I don't recall you at all. You're that cat. What do you call it?
Excuse
You've been
me.
here before, haven't you?
Tabashi, not cat. That's offensive.
My name is Kindred of the Thunder Moon. I am a paladin, and I have been given the objective to find my kin. I believe that there are ones of my kind that are in this establishment. Have you seen anyone?
Well, I'm thinking out of game that he probably has noticed you because he's the bartender and you had to make some sort of a deal at some point to get a room.
Yes, we almost didn't get one.
So he looks over to you and then he looks past your shoulder and he points past you to the corner beyond the tree. And at that point, Smoke, who was sitting there at the table, there's this little plant on the table, and she makes this tulip bloom
Smoke.
using her druid craft.
Will you stop doing that?
You don't like my druid craft, Master Storm?
I am sensing something. Are you?
I'm sensing a group of people coming towards our table behind you.
Oh.
So do you guys cross to his table?
Yes.
Should we roll perception or?
Do you need to?
No.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think you see him turn around and start walking in their direction.
Don't point, it's rude.
Look, that's kindred's kin.
Yes, I know, I can see.
Yes.
I will make my way over, and I come to the table.
That's a bit awkward.
The smaller of the two, Tabashi, sitting in the corner with the grey cloak, looks up, and she has a kind of lynx-like face, and feathered ears. She looks up from inside of her hood, and she looks at you kind of. She's almost smiling. It's hard to know what she's feeling. She nods. Please, I am Smoke. This is Master Storm. You should sit. We've come a long way to find you.
I sit down. I adjust my sword and equipment. My name is Kindred of the Sundered Moon. I once went by the name Mountain Blizzard. That is the name of my birth.
Storm, introduce yourself. Come on. Don't be rude.
I will introduce myself now. Does that meet with your approval? My lady? My name is Hurricane Storm. I am Tabashi.
You notice this tulip that's grown up out of the plant on the table.
You are of the Leo clan, are you not?
I believe that sounds familiar to the stories my mother told me.
Did your mother have a name?
Yes, her name was Listens for Thunder.
When I was a boy, she was well known, as was your father. What was his name?
My father was named Calls for Dawn. You knew my parents.
As a boy, yes, I knew your parents. But I am a boy no longer, as you can see. What else do you know of your people?
I know of Ixtlan. I know of the catastrophe. I know that many of our people had to flee, and many did not make it. But I have been removed from my culture and my heritage. I only know what my mother would say, and she did not say much.
I notice you do not wear teeth. How old are you?
You will notice at that point that both Storm and Smoke have a necklace with teeth around their necks.
From what I believe, I may be about 23, 24 summers.
You should have had your teeth a long time ago. Did your mother not take you for learning of teeth? For battle? For birth? For renewal? None of these things?
No. It's every time
Storm.
Every time I would bring it up with my mother, stories of Ixtlan, of my father, of our people, she seemed pained. She did not want to talk about it except for the smallest details.
My mother didn't talk about my heritage either. Sorry, I know I'm interrupting.
Are these friends of yours?
We can leave.
No, it is It is okay, my friend. For now, I would call these ones friends of a kind. Yes.
I see. I see your friend bears the symbol of the Daughters of Twilight. Yes?
Yes.
We have come to meet with them. I suppose that was to meet this one, wasn't it, Master Storm?
So I was told. So I was informed by the Empress.
So we are to assume that
Empress.
you are the one that has made this happening possible.
They sent us here to meet you.
Oh, I
We
see.
were told where to find you.
You have an empress.
Where I come from, yes.
Well,
Did you hear that, Kindred?
it's not exactly like that. Don't jump to conclusions.
She is not our Empress.
She is not our empress. We
She-
simply found a human city, Dugdagiel, the Empress of Dugdagiel. No doubt you've heard of this human capital.
Your empress is human.
The Empress there is human.
Ah. So what?
But we have lived in the
What-
human cities for a long time.
What of your own kin? I'm sure Kindred would love to hear. There must be more of you.
Yes, are there any more?
Not that we know.
We believed ourselves to be the last.
Yes.
The
Until-
last of your
until-
kind.
Yes, until we heard of you.
As did I.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Our Storm, you must tell him, if he does not already know. Master Storm,
Our lands no longer exist. The volcano took our lands, killed many of our kind. That is why we think we are the only ones.
can you just get everyone to make a perception check?
Somewhere it is.
18.
10.
18.
Wow.
Me?
That's at 15.
15. Okay.
17.
All right, you guys all notice that the bartender, the barmaid, rushes out the front door in a hurry, and then she's gone. You on the other hand are too engaged in the conversation.
I'll go check that out.
Okay, what?
Don't worry. I'll go check
Do you
that out.
know who she is?
Well, she's part of this establishment. And this establishment is the birthplace of a little bit of politics. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Do we need to leave?
No, let me talk to the
You
bartender.
seem worried about something. What has happened?
Maybe we should be leaving.
Let me just talk to the bartender. Don't concern yourselves.
I think we should be leaving.
I'll be right back.
Suddenly, the doors burst open.
Never mind. Can we see? What do we see?
Well, at that point, you notice a large group of well-dressed gentlemen coming in as a posse. They enter as a posse through the doors, the light behind them, and at first they're silhouetted, and you can see the plumage of their hats and their rapiers, and they come in and they say, the one in the front says, "I am looking for the bard. Has anyone here seen the bard?"
Don't say anything.
There are no bards in here. We have not seen or heard any music.
"I am Lord Fahar, and I am looking for the bard known as Sarantha. You. What are you? A curious creature. Oh my, there's 3 of you. What is this? Are you demons? Where are you from?
How dare you? That's an incredibly rude way to greet strangers.
Who are you?"
I'm Imrel, a daughter of Twilight.
"Oh, I see. You've come to poke your nose into our business, have you? High elf?"
I've got nothing to do with your business, but I'm here to help these long-lost friends reconnect.
Oh, how
No harm being
touching.
done here.
I'm so deeply touched. Where's the bard, Saranth? I want his
Nobody's
head.
seen a bard. Maybe you should talk to the barkeep. I don't hear any music.
You will not get any help from us with such sharp words.
It's okay.
Look at your teeth. Stick right out of your face, don't they?
Oh, let's not go making comparisons now.
Such as what? Like the tusks of orcs,
My
perhaps?
character's going to
How dare
stand
you
up
talk to me
now.
about orcs?
Sorry, what back?
My character's going to stand up now.
Okay, so he sort of unfurls to his full height, and he's rather huge. And you will notice at this point he's actually a little bit bigger than you are, due to his tiger lineage.
Golly.
And Roland looks up at you like, oh my goodness. In fact, Roland has to make a self-control check, basically, at this point.
Did you lift yet?
In fact, you see Roland sort of, just going to use the bathroom, Sidarhael.
Roland, don't call me that.
Oh,
Shh. And don't.
We have no bard.
what did you say, halfling? Nothing.
He rambles when he's nervous, ignore him.
Look, the poor thing's pissed himself.
Roland starts.
And I slap him.
What? Stop that! Why did you do this to
Hey,
me?
you
Oh my-
stink.
Saranth,
You're
did you
drunk.
say? Did you say Saranth? Halfling?
No.
What?
No, he said, you bad man.
Are you Saranth?
Who?
You. Are you Saranth?
I'm a prince, priest, not a prince. Sometimes I'm a prince. I'm a priest. Of Yondala, blessings on you. May your plumage be
Get out of
plenty.
here, peasants.
Alright, see you later. Bye.
Step out of my way.
I think we should leave. His
Just
royal
wandering around.
high lordness to his banquet.
Okay,
Of...
right.
Alright, let's go.
It's right.
I
We were just leaving. We'll continue this somewhere more welcoming.
agree. There is no quarrel here. Perhaps my friend and I stand up. Perhaps my friend Stone, we can discuss this somewhere else.
I think that would be wise. I
Perception
would
checks.
hate to be killing someone today.
Perception checks. Nine.
That's a 9 plus
Two.
what's your 14.
14?
10.
10.
6.
6. So you got a 14.
10 for me.
Oh, a 10. So you got a 14. Okay. All right. You notice that. You notice that smoke seems to have disappeared.
Oh,
Right,
I
that's that point.
could really go for a smoke outside. Anyone else feel like a smoke? Outside?
I think I feel like a smoke.
Well, if there's no bard here, I'm leaving.
Okay.
Come on, fellows, let's get out of here. Perhaps he was wrong. It might have
Who's
been the
got
other
the
tavern.
buckwheat?
We'll go and have a look up there. All right. And so this group of nobles go wandering back outside and leave you to yourselves.
They've left in front of us, have they?
Yes, they walk out.
Okay,
Right, that was close.
I think that worked.
I think that was very close.
Too close.
Maybe we should, you wanted to meet the daughters of Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
Should we, Emerald, should we go there?
Well, you'd be safe with us. I can lead you back to our temple.
I'm looking for my smoke.
You don't see her. She's not there.
Where has she gone?
Is it seen anywhere?
She turned into the flower, didn't she?
What?
Curious.
She did, you know, and the flower went.
The flower was already there before she disappeared.
That's a good point.
That's at 17.
17 with 2.
Plus 2, so 19. Okay, yeah, you cannot sense her. She's not here. You cannot smell her. She's gone.
Her scent is not in the
Sort of hold up my bag. Smoke!
Is this normal? She can just disappear.
She's not here.
What are you doing, Sidarhael?
Well, she's
I
gone somewhere.
should be
hasn't she?
able to smell her scent. I cannot smell.
Does she smell? Is she like...
All I can smell is kindred.
We can smell
each other's scent,
It's not bad. It's just
Oh, right, like a cat.
Oh,
musky.
much like a cat, yes.
All right, I understand now. Right.
Or a tabashi.
That's what you are, right? Tabashi.
That is correct.
Tabashi. I've got it now. Haha. Look at that.
Don't worry, Roland. I'll write it down for you.
Well, you'll have to teach me to read.
Goodness.
my friend Storm, are you
Like,
worried for you? Are you worried for your friend Smoke?
Of course, I have known her since she was a child. Since she was 12.
And this, you have not been in the city for very long, yes?
No.
Perhaps.
members of the bar and patrons and what have you sort of start milling around again, having sort of frozen during that whole confrontation with the nobles, and they start talking again.
I go over to the bartender.
Aye,
Did you see where my companion went?
your companion. Can't say I did.
It is not like her.
I did see there's a group of gentlemen outside. It looked a little unsavory, however.
Okay, hi.
The guy with the fellow with the plume.
Oh, besides that.
Yes.
Yeah, not
It's a
just
worm-eating
I
rat
shoot
bag.
outside as fast as I can.
I will follow.
We'll follow you.
that. All right. So you shoot outside and you find yourselves on the street. And there's a light rain has begun to fall.
I
And
give the bartender a wink as we leave.
Looking around all over the place. And scenting as much as I can.
all right.
I will aid him by looking at any footprints or following any tracks.
Okay, so investigation check then, Barry. What did you get there? A 12 plus whatever your investigation is.
2.
2, so
14.
14. Well, there's definitely a lot of tracks because this is a main street in the Drovnor Tavern district of Vangate. So you're next to a bakery and there's tenements across the street. Behind the tavern there's a boarding house and a mill and some stables. Across the road is a place that ships horse feed. So there's people moving in and out of these places all the time through the mud. So you're not really sure what the tracks are, but there's tracks going in various directions at once. It's almost impossible to trace. Then you realize there's some drag marks in the mud.
These drag marks.
And then they disappear abruptly. But you notice that they're right between two cartwheel tracks.
Who could want to... Does she know people in the city?
She knows no one in this city.
Could she look after herself?
She can.
Storm, how do people treat your kind?
They skin us.
Oh my gosh.
The ones I have met do such things.
My friend Storm, we have not known each other for very long, but you are kin to me, as is Smoke. I will help you in finding her. Your worries, my friend, are my worries now.
We will not let anything bad happen to her. We'll find her.
I will see if there is anyone lingering nearby that might have seen the wagon leave.
Perception check.
I will follow the tracks of the wagon.
23.
23. You see that there's some... The tenements across the street from the tavern are about 3 floors high, and there's some open shutters with some people peering out there. There's a snotty-nosed kid sitting there looking down at you.
The kids before also sitting on the doorstop.
Yeah.
Are they still there?
One of them's still there.
I look at the boy in the window. I look up. Young man!
Hey, there's a cat looking at me from the street. There's a cat.
come and see this! And all these people start piling into the window. Oh my God, there's cats down there. There's like people. They're huge. Have you seen them?
I'm so sorry, they're so rude.
Speaking of having seen them, have you seen any more?
Nah.
We're trying to collect them.
What? Collecting them?
Yeah, you get a prize if you get all of them.
Okay,
Come down, come help us.
They disappear from the window, and then you can hear this banging around going down the stairs, and then suddenly the door bursts open, and there's like 5 kids come piling out. Are you really cats?
Oh, yes, they are.
Oh my goodness! I've never seen anything like it in my whole life.
You know what? If they all 3 are in the same place at the same time, something very, very special happens. Do you want to see it?
What?
Do you want to see it?
He means they're going to breed. That's what he's talking
Oh,
about.
don't be crude.
That's disgusting. I
Something
don't wanna see that.
spectacular.
I saw a double-decker dog once.
Young men,
Yeah. Can I have some of your fur? He plucks it out.
Now.
Oh, look at this. Look at. Oh, wow.
I'd be careful where you put your hands, little ones.
Oh, what? Who are you?
Little ones. You see that bakery across the road? Oi, kiddies.
What?
That bakery.
Yeah.
Anything you want.
Anything?
Anything.
Really?
Yeah. Just got to do one little thing for us.
What?
You've got to find the 3rd big, beautiful cat. First person to get it, though.
Come on. Well,
I'll only reward the winner.
We didn't see any cats, but
Here's your starting
Frankie
point.
Here it says that somebody came out of the tavern with a hood on their head, and they put them on a cart, and they went to the west.
Who put who in a cart?
Well, there was some brawly fellas from one of them street gangs, you know.
They put a hooded figure on a cart.
Yeah.
Was the hood part of her outfit? Or
I
was
saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they put a hood, like it was probably her hood. I don't know whose hood it was, but it's over the face of whoever it was. Was it her? I don't know.
Which way did it go?
Went that way.
Great, thank you. Let us go.
Wait a minute.
walking
What
up
about
towards the
the bakery? Come on.
If you find them, anything you want.
What else find them? We told you what we saw.
We
Come
asked you to
on.
help us find
It's not
them.
good enough. Doesn't get your pastries, does it?
That's not
You want a
fair.
hot mince pie, a cream donut?
All right, come
You'll
on.
find that other tabashi for us. Off you go. Scamps.
All right, so they sort of chat among themselves, and then they race off and disappear. We'll meet you back here at sunrise, and we'll find that one.
Good.
Yeah.
Never underestimate the versatility and the little keen eyes of children.
You're going to owe them pastry, you know that, right?
That's fine.
Okay.
let us head to the west.
Right. So you've already started, right?
Yep.
All right. So you notice he's already, getting to the corner.
No, my friend, wait, hold on.
Okay.
He's on the move. He's moving
Come
pretty
on,
fast
roll
for
in,
a
hurry
big fella.
All right. You catch up to the corner. Okay. Everyone, perception checks again, please.
20.
Plus 2.
Yeah, 15 plus 2, 17.
17. Nice. So you got a 20. Was it a natural?
Nice.
Right, okay.
10.
10.
7.
7. Okay. All right then. Okay then. So you, I believe, notice a figure on the roof,
Okay.
running along the roof, parallel to where you're going. They kind of stop and look down at you and duck behind a chimney.
I run and jump and head for the top of that roof.
Whoa!
Whoa.
All right, so you just leap up there, right? Make
Yeah.
a dex check, please. All right, make an athletics check, please.
Are you that agile?
Well, let's see if he does it first.
Athletics?
Possibly not.
No.
12.
12. Okay, you don't slip, but you're not making a lot of progress in the first sort of 6 seconds that you start trying to get up the wall. You're basically looking for the spot to move to.
Yeah.
At that point, these guys catch up with you.
I seeing Storm making his way up. My claws come out and I follow him and I begin to make my way up as well.
All right. So just out of game, Tabashi in fact have claws. They can use them to climb. Yep. Okay. Cool.
I spent my life as a wood elf, so I'm going to climb as well.
All right. All right. So climbing checks. These are athletics checks, right? And you've got claws, so you can have advantage.
I'm lightly armoured. Ooh.
23.
23, wow, okay. So you see where he goes. You realise claws, why don't I think of that?
Yeah.
Right, so you can make your check with advantage. You're a wood elf, so you get your, you know, make
Don't
your
have the
athletics
claws,
check.
but a 15.
A 15, alright, nice.
Yeah.
17.
17,
Plus.
alright. So you guys, the three of you are heading to the roof. Imiral, what are you doing?
I kind of smile in amusement at their decision to climb the roof and follow along parallel to them on the ground in a light jog.
Wise.
I'll keep eye contact with you.
Alright,
Really not as practical as just staying on the ground.
right. Do you have, incidentally, what are you carrying on your person at this point?
I am carrying a long sword. Yeah. I am carrying a long sword
Okay,
on my back.
That's it, on your back.
Yeah.
You don't have a shield or a bow or anything else with you?
I don't think.
Shield and chainmail.
Yeah.
Did you
I
equip
have-
them?
I think I'm wearing armor, like full armor, but I don't think I'm carrying a shield.
Okay.
No.
You look like you have something to say?
No, I'm just ready to go.
Alright.
Following my friend.
Alright. So you guys get to the roof and you see the figure jumping to the next rooftop by the time you get there. So you're going to go racing across the roof towards them in hot pursuit. Okay,
Yeah.
so athletics checks once more, please. You notice that some of the tiles look a bit flimsy and slippery.
Oh! Even though I'm a youthful wood elf who grew up in the trees,
Alright.
I'm overcome with the glee of the pursuit and maybe not as careful as I should have been.
Right.
As I roll a 1.
Oh! Okay, what else did you guys get?
Um,
So this took an 8, I think.
8.
What is your athletics bonus for Barry?
It's
4.
4. Okay, well it's a 12. Okay. Alright, so you're making your way carefully along the roof. You're not going fast, but you're not sliding or slipping.
I make my way with great tenacity, and I yell out towards the shadowy figure. I go, "Halt!" And I roll a 7.
Alright. An arrow comes back in your direction and whizzes past your head. You, on the other hand, hit a very slippery tile,
Oh.
which sends you tumbling head over heels down the side of the slope, knocking more tiles out. Make an athletics check to grab onto the edge of the rooftop.
It's very dark dice. It's a 4.
Oh,
I see him fall.
You hit the edge of the rooftop and bounce off the guttering. And you're going to take, fortunately, a d4 worth of hit points damage. Ooh, okay, take two hit points damage for hitting the edge of the gutter. Now you can make another athletics check to try and grab on as you now slide down the side of the actual building.
Yeah. It's an 8.
Oh, okay. Falling damage. Is that a d6 per 10 feet fallen?
Correct.
Right.
How many feet up are we? It's 1 story? 2 stories?
Okay. That's 11 points of damage.
I run over to him and say, rooftops. As I pull my hand down from the sky and place my hand on him to cure wounds.
Cure wounds, okay. So what do you roll for cure wounds? It's a d6 plus 2, isn't it? Or something like that.
Actually,
you could use your,
super.
Lay on hands, paladin.
Actually, it's
It's a 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Thank you. It's like that actually doesn't. The printout does not tell
See,
me.
these are the advantages of playing with another dungeon master.
Yeah. I'm like, and also, I'm gonna have a note on it.
It's
I'm
not
on
like
my
the trees back home.
Yeah. What is my modifier? I can't read.
Roland, did you see me?
It'll be your charisma modifier.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, Barry, you are still making your way across the rooftop.
I hit my bow and my arrow
What did you roll?
and aim in his leg.
Alright.
Yours plus
Um,
your spell attack bonus.
This all looks so
It should
different.
be
in this
initiative,
printout.
I think.
Okay.
So that's a 10.
Oh, shiver.
Ooh. So you got a 10. You got 10 hit points back. Okay, nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so Barry, you rolled a 9. What's your dex bonus? It's like plus 3 or 4 or something. What's your initiative bonus? You might have to get Dan or someone to help you with that. What is initiative?
+3.
+3? Okay, so 9 plus 3, 12. Okay. Alright, you fire your bow. Go. Ooh,
Whoa.
natural 20.
Nice.
A natural 20. So, Longbow, D8
Yes,
plus
D8.
his strength bonus,
So it will be plus the dexterity
dexterity bonus
for the damage.
Right, and it's going to be double the dice. So D8. So you get your 2 D8, the yellow D8 and the white one, and the white one. It's just towards me.
Towards you.
Yep, right,
it's hidden.
Yep, right in there. Right, roll those two together.
I don't want to kill him.
You don't want to kill him?
What is that? 4 and a
5.
I just want to take his leg out.
Plus what?
5 plus. What was the great? The longbow?
Oh, longbow.
Plus dex.
Plus 3.
Plus 3, okay.
Oh, there.
So what's the total there? 5
5
plus
plus
3,
8.
8 points of damage. Okay, and it was a crit. Alright, you see him, it hits him in the leg, hits him near the knee, and he basically just folds under.
I use my speed thing.
Okay, so you're going to use your Tabashi speed dash business
Yeah.
and just power across the roof. You will need to
Yeah.
make an athletics check because you could fall.
Okay.
Can Emerald and I see?
Yep.
So I'm sort of lying at the ground just watching this.
Yeah,
Can't
it's sort of
see.
going like this as they zoom past. Okay, what did you get? A 6. Oh, that's not great. Okay, so you're starting to slide down the side of the thing. The other guy's sliding down the other side of the roof. So because the roof's like this, right? And so Storm's going down this way. The mysterious enemy is sliding down that way, and you've lost sight of
Emerald, that way.
I leap. I do a leap.
You're going to try and leap up.
Yeah.
Okay, you make another athletics check for me. 9, 4, that's 4, 13. All right, I'll tell you the result of that. What are you up to at the moment?
Seeing this happen, I see my friend Storm beginning to fall and tumble. I will make my way as close as I can to him, and at my side, taking out from my satchel a coil of rope. I twist it around my wrist, and I fling it out towards him.
All right. Okay, so this would probably be a dex check of some description, yeah. All right. Make the dex check.
15.
15. All right. So the coil of rope lands basically right next to you. If you want to grab it, it's up to you.
Grab on, my friend!
I do. We're not stupid if it helps me gain my...
Just like they're bonding,
Yeah.
literally with rope. Okay, so you grab onto the rope,
Yep.
and now you're at the bottom of the slope, and he's sort of somewhere towards the top. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're going to pull him up to the.
Yeah, I dig in my heels and I pull him up, assisting him.
All right. So another athletics check from here. In fact, Barry can make the athletics check. You can assist him, so he gets advantage. So you can roll your white dice as well. No, not that one. But the white one. Yep, that's it. All right, so 17. All right, you get to the top. You guys are both at the top now, and the mysterious figure seems to have disappeared.
Did I get his scent?
Did you get it?
Did you see where
Did I see him?
He went.
Because he fell off, didn't he?
He went the other. He went over the other side of the arch of the A-frame.
Yeah.
of the building.
And he's got
So
an arrow through the leg?
He's got an arrow in the leg. You know that much.
Right.
And then he slid down the other side away.
Don't
from
wait
the
for me,
outside.
go.
Yeah, I think after I healed him, because you said to run off, I run ahead to try and find if he's landed on the ground.
All right.
See if I can see him.
As you're running ahead, make a perception check for me,
Where have I put it?
please.
That's your sheet. 14.
14. Okay. You notice these two burly guards come wandering up the street in your direction, talking to each other. Oh, yeah. Then you wouldn't believe what happened. Is I was gambling and I lost what five gold pieces, but then I got it all back again the very next turn. You'd be so surprised. It's like, oh, that's amazing. I've never seen that actually happen like that before. So this conversation, these are guards, like city guards. Anyway, so you just continue ignoring them? Or you gonna continue to the edge of the corner and see what's around there?
Yeah, I'm gonna. If I could see the rooftop that I think he slid down,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna try and like pop around to that wherever that is, alleyway or whatever.
All right, you get round to the other side, and there is indeed an alleyway, and it's quite dark, and you see a cat jump off a barrel and run off across the alley, and leap up onto a bunch of boxes and stuff, and up onto a fence.
A real cat.
It is a real cat.
Okay.
It is in fact a real cat. Funnily enough, it's not a MacGuffin cat.
Real cat.
Okay.
What is it?
It's not a tiny tabashi.
It's a tiny
It's a
tabashi.
little baby tabashi.
Yes, little baby tabashi.
Cats never been seen in the night.
All right, and you can make a perception check here.
18.
18. All right.
21.
21. All right. You see a heavy indentation in the mud. You see footprints going towards another alley, and you see blood in the footprints. And as the rain is filling up the footprints with water, you can see this red liquid in them. Heading to the north this time.
Yeah, I want to follow the footprints
All right.
at a jog.
All right. So as you get to the next corner, you find the footprints turn down another alleyway, and then you see the lid of a sewer grate pop closed. Bonk.
I run up to the sewer grate and open it to see if I can catch sight of who just ran into me.
All right, make a strength check.
What's my strength? 13 plus. Why is there no strength?
Athletics?
Athletics. Yeah.
Yeah, just strength.
It's a bit less
Oh,
three.
I see. Yeah, 16.
16. Okay, takes a minute, but you manage to pull it up and get it off the top of the thing. These things are designed for 2 people usually. And you manage to get it over and open this thing up. You don't see anybody down there now. You do see a couple of drops of blood though.
I think I.
You think you can see a shape at the very bottom that looks like it might be a broken arrow on the ground.
I shout down the hole. Who are you? Why are you running away?
There is no response.
And then, conflicted about leaving my wards alone, I put the grate down on the ground but leave the hole uncovered and run back to where I last saw them.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm assuming she will find you guys fairly quickly. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So whereabouts are you guys now? You sort of collect at the bottom of the
Yeah.
the
He
building,
come down because he went down, so we
Alright.
go down.
and we can assume that you guys move towards the sewer hole,
Yeah.
manhole. Okay. So we'll say this next moment. Now you're standing outside the manhole, at the top of the manhole, gathered around, as you will.
Did anyone get a good look at it?
No, it was moving very fast. You did very well finding it. Do you have any idea, Storm, who this might be?
I have as much idea as you have.
Why did it shoot?
Was this a distraction?
Well, if it was, it certainly worked.
Clearly, he didn't have this.
Roland
he-
comes running around the corner. Oh, I found you.
Like I said, Roland, I spent half my life waiting for you. As I was saying,
What are you doing?
our friend Smoke was carried off. The kids said in a
What's that
in a
smell?
cart.
That stinks. What is that?
Roland, check your pants.
Oh, that's.
You've done it again, Roland. What do you think, my friends, Roland? I reach into my bag and pull out a change of trousers.
Thank you, sir. I'm just going to the tavern. I'll be back.
That's all right, Roland. Just go round the corner.
All right.
What do you think, my friends?
Sorry.
Is this a distraction?
Sorry.
Whatever it was, it's gone. I think we should keep looking for your friend.
If he went down, then she may have gone down.
I think she was on a cart.
Going to the west.
Did we find the end of the tracks?
No, we got distracted.
Where did I leave the wagon tracks?
The wagon tracks, well, you left them about half a block away.
There's no way of knowing that this person that is gone into the Saurus is connected. They may or may not be. This is difficult. These are two paths diverging.
I think we should find your friend and follow the only lead we have.
I agree, my lady, but which lead shall we follow?
The wagon tracks was the last time we heard of where she was.
They may yet lead us back here. Should I stay watch over the manhole?
I think we are all best serviced to one another, staying together. We find one path and we all stick to it for
Yes,
now.
I agree.
Okay.
I think that is a good idea.
I am not familiar with this city, nor cities in general.
It's not very nice.
All right, follow me.
No,
and
it smells terrible.
we'll walk back to try and find the wagon tracks. Well, we know where the wagon was heading,
Yep.
so
All right, so you, as a little posse, wander back into the main street.
I take Smoke's mule when we get the mule.
Or her pony?
Yeah.
You have a mule, she has a pony. Okay, so you... Alright, so you go behind the place to the stable and you grab the mule and the pony, yeah? From the stable, behind the tavern. Alright, and so he's got his horses, his transport, and comes back out. You guys
What time
just
of
go-
day is it? Right.
What time of day is it? It is about 11 a.m. now.
Okay.
The main sun, primum solum, is anyway, the main sun is above you at full height. So yeah, the other sun is on the horizon, but it's midday, close to midday, getting there.
And the weather is good. It's fine.
It's not great, no.
it's drizzling.
Okay, so it's still drizzling.
Still drizzling, yeah. It drizzles a lot in Vangate. It smells of damp wood.
We'll have to make our way quickly if you are going to follow these tracks. This
I agree.
rain will cover them up very quick.
We take a jog.
All right, so you go jogging along in your armor. All right, and you get to the tracks. So we'll have investigation checks from everyone.
I think that was a quick fail.
Woo! Nat 20.
And
Still
that- oh my-
blurry-eyed from my epic fall.
All right, who got what?
I think that's 11, isn't it?
What do you think? That's a natural one. Which
Oh.
one?
Natural one.
Which
Now, which
Yeah.
one did you roll? The
Is it
yellow one?
The yellow one or
Yeah.
the white one?
Oh, the yellow
Yellow
one.
one.
It's 11.
Yeah, 11.
11. Okay, nice.
11 plus 2.
Or it could be interpreted.
And I rolled a 20 plus
Two
1.
natural ones on the same dice twice. Okay, so 11 plus 2 was it?
Yep.
Okay, so 13. All right.
21.
21.
It's 6.
And I use my keen senses to find this
A
track.
natural one?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are absolutely certain that the tracks go this way. And it's clear as a day. I mean, you can, in fact, the wagon, that's the wagon right there, parked out the back of the
there it is.
Sewing and Textiles Dye House.
Come on, it's over here. This way.
I grab him and turn him around.
Oh,
It looks like the wagon.
It's a trading wagon.
well, should we look inside the wagon?
Why don't we leave this to the experts?
It's covered in hay and cloth and stuff on the
They're
back.
under the hay.
It's wrapped up.
That's where you'll find smoke.
We didn't see any
Smoke
hay on
under
the
the-
road.
Smoke under the hay. Bum, bum, bum,
That's
bum.
a beautiful song, but are you sure? Are you positive that you saw this is the wagon?
Yeah, 100%.
You guys, on the other hand, are pretty sure that the wagon tracks led off to the east.
Come.
And probably towards the city of Raxthasis.
Ooh, my head.
At a guess.
West.
I don't know.
West.
But I would say, being the ranger, that the wagon tracks lead to the east.
East. I thought the kids said west.
West.
I'm so confused.
West.
It's west.
That's what I see too, right?
Yeah.
Yes, west.
Absolutely this way. Just follow us.
Do you think your magic worked?
I can take it away. See how you feel after that.
No, it's fine.
I think you should follow us.
Is my beard still on my face?
Sure.
Okay.
Even though you are covered in mud, my friend, you look very dashing and daring and ready for adventure. Let us go.
Very kind.
You sound
Kindred,
like
you
my
following?
mummy.
Yes.
Right. Let us hop to it. Or
Why are we
Run
going
to it.
hop?
It's a
I
phrase.
prefer
A
to
bad
walk.
phrase.
Why are we hopping?
We're running.
We're running.
We're running.
That way.
That way.
So you're running to the west.
And I'm going to run at the back of the group.
Okay. And Saranth, you're following.
Oh,
this?
he's in the
I'll
middle.
follow along.
I'm making sure.
But you're still pretty sure that was that way.
I have a question. You are the leader, are you not?
Well,
Definitely her.
Why are you at the back?
I'm at the back to make sure that these two follow us. You also know that both of us saw the track.
Oh, he is big enough and ugly enough to look after himself.
Yes, but he's also
I
my
don't-
ward.
I don't know about him though.
I don't trust him at all.
No.
Big. Or ugly.
You can stay in the middle where we can keep an eye on you.
I like
He
being in
sing
the
like
middle.
Songbird though. I say that much.
Thank you.
Perhaps
We're
seeing,
saying all this while we're jogging.
perhaps seeing as you have the keener eyes and you are following the tracks, you two should take the lead. I can take the back. I can take care of myself and my friend here.
Do they sing in your culture?
Well, my mother would sing.
Run.
Of course we sing in our culture.
Maybe you
We
could,
just do not sing like you.
maybe we could sing some of your songs later. Or now. Maybe we shouldn't, people.
Sounds
Might.
Perhaps now is not appropriate.
Okay.
Yes, good call on that.
Would everybody shut up? I'm losing concentration on tracks.
Let's go.
All right.
We are going.
This way.
Right. So you follow
Not
the
that way.
tracks.
Oh.
Yeah.
They
This
lead
way,
you
that way.
down into this area in the centre of the city called the Doob. Not the Doobie, but the Doob, to be clear. And it's, if you thought it was muddy before, it gets even muddier down here because you're getting closer and closer to the water, and it's flatter in this area because these three parts of the city are on hills. So they built these three citadels on these hills, and the river flows through the centre. And you travel through to the dockyards, and the tracks start crisscrossing all over the place, and there's all sorts of other carts coming through here now, and you're beginning to start to feel a bit lost here, as if the tracks could be anywhere.
This is a warren. How are you to find our way?
I told you it was in the hay. We're lost.
No scent of her at all.
You can make a perception check.
Okay.
We should have asked. I suppose.
Candy apples, get your candy apples here.
No.
Blades, we've got blades. Would you like to buy a knife? We've got knives. Sharpening businesses over here.
2 candy apples,
Fish.
please.
That's an 8.
That'll be 20 silver, please.
No. Bugger off.
All right. I'll do it for 5. All right, we've got family, you know. It's a cut my own throat, that kind of prices, you know.
Look, for 5, I'd pay him to eat you.
What? Oh,
You see those teeth?
I
I'll give you 1 silver piece for 2.
just gives you the candy. Like, oh,
This is called a candy apple. It's very sweet.
All right.
it's packing up his car. You notice him packing up his
What
car.
are you two doing?
This candy apple is very sweet.
It is too sweet for me. Why is you ruined a perfectly good apple?
I'll have it.
Lamb,
Yes.
beef, fish, anything you want. We've
My
got
teeth
meat.
are
Yeah,
stuck.
yeah.
My teeth are stuck.
Yes, it is going back into the back of my teeth as well. It is horrible.
Just use your tongue.
Why have you poisoned us in such a way?
Just if you do it like this, your saliva will like soak into your teeth.
While this is going on, I'm standing
Yeah.
really still. And I
Oh,
just gently half close my eyes and try to use my divine sense to see if I can pick out anything
All right.
unusual.
And what's the mechanics for divine sense? How's that going to work?
Just detects.
Any celestial fiend
Select
or
any
undead.
celestial fiend or undead. Or, well, it says I can detect good and evil.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know if it's particularly relevant if it's
It
not.
feels very confusing in this city because there's so many people and it's such a warren and what's that line from Star Wars? I've never seen such a den of iniquity. You know, it's not, something like that though. You know the point. You get the point.
Tatooine.
Tatooine.
Was it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember that line off the top of my head. Anyway, yes,
Can't
it's
sense anything.
you can't sense anything. There's too much confusion going on.
Mm.
So unfortunately, no, you don't get any accurate readings from this.
But we can still see the direct line west.
Well, the carts, it's hard to say. The tracks have passed through so many other tracks and turned and woven through this area. But there's look like you have an idea.
We're by the docks, aren't we?
Yes, you are.
It's possible she could have been taken by boat.
Oh, that would be very, very troubling. Who would take her by boat?
Is there a dockmaster that we can see?
A dockmaster that you can see. You can see all sorts of activity going on down by the actual water. People loading and unloading crates and boats and boxes and carpets and all sorts of stuff being taken on and off of boats, barges mostly. A dockmaster. Yeah, you can probably see a dockmaster. Yeah, there's a half orc standing on the side of one of the docks there, giving orders.
Yeah, put that over there, yes!
I'll trot up to the half orc.
All right.
Excuse me there, sir. Are you the dockmaster?
Yeah, what? I'm busy. What do you want?
Oh my goodness, I'm on business from the Empress herself.
Oh, stop that! What's wrong with you?
Yeah, what's
Empress?
wrong with you?
Shut up!
Idiots, you've got to work
Shut
with
up!
idiots the whole time.
Shut up! You, out of the way! What do you want?
Empress, give you money for more of these. And I point at the two cats. Seen one?
Empress, money, what?
Money, yours. If you make these two become three. Know what I mean?
This is a magic trick!
No.
I don't do magic tricks!
You don't want money? Fine, mate. I'll find someone else who knows. See you later.
My friend,
What? What are you anyway?
I am a paladin in the service of the Daughters of Twilight.
That's very fancy, isn't it, for a cat?
I am looking for one of my kind.
I'm sure you are.
Have
Me
you
too.
seen?
No, haven't seen one.
Me too? What do you mean?
Oh my god.
Why'd you say me too?
What's wrong with you? Are you human?
Why are you looking?
Humans are a bit thick, aren't they?
Well, you're half human, aren't you?
Oh my god.
What do you know about
Are
it?
you trying to get me enraged? I'm beginning to get enraged.
Really? Because I only see one of you and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us.
I'm standing back, very
Roll for
conflicted
initiative.
about this interaction with the half orc.
18 plus 3 plus 4, 22.
22. All right, roll to hit. Well,
Roll to hit.
oh,
I cast
do something.
suggestion.
Suggestion. All right. Go for your life. What do you suggest?
I suggest to him that the best course of action is to claim the reward and then kill us.
So go on. Let's see this in character, please.
Wouldn't it make sense for someone of your intelligence to first get the reward from the Empress, claim your reward, and then have your fun?
What's this reward all about then?
The Empress is a wealthy woman. She'll pay, oh, I don't know, 100 Genmarks.
You got proof of this? Or are you just talking out your arse?
Proof of 100 Genmarks, and I show a letter from the princess to the Orc Kagi Mengal promising 10,000. This is the sort of wealth. Look, don't touch. see the official seals at the bottom?
That's the daughters of Twilight.
Ah, yes.
That's not the Empress.
The Empress is one of the daughters of Twilight.
What?
Oh, little do you know, my
That's
man.
bullshit.
What do you mean?
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh, 15 plus 8, 23.
Ooh.
Things are changing, my man. Alliances are happening, organizations
Right.
are coming together.
Wow.
The establishment, as you know it, is changing. Which side will you be on?
So what exactly are you asking me? I'm a bit confused right now.
It's very simple. If you can find us another Tabashi, seen within an hour in
Like-
this city,
Like this.
yes,
Another one.
there is another one somewhere.
Oi, everyone! Anybody seen a cat like this on this dockyard in the last half an hour?
And I cringe.
And a whole bunch of people stop and they start coming over, all these various men and women and various races. There's even a Goliath among them, this huge
Oh my gosh.
10 foot, how tall are they? Like 10, 12 feet tall, massive creature comes, peers down at you guys. Yeah, we're looking for one of these, another one of these. Anybody seen one? I haven't seen one. No, sorry, no. I think I saw one, but it was much bigger. There
Seems
you go.
there's-
There you go.
Seems there's nothing here for us then.
What are you talking?
That's
He
a
just told
shame. Well, it's 100 Gent marks for another Tabashi. Not
100
word of
Gent
a
marks?
tale of having seen someone bigger
Excuse
than
me, sir. Did you say 100 Gantt marks
100 Gent marks.
for knowledge of the whereabouts of something?
Not knowledge
along the lines
of the exact whereabouts.
specific whereabouts.
If the Tabashi's not there, no deal.
I hope you can pay.
I could
bars.
possibly do some research and meet you in a tavern this afternoon, or even this evening.
Meet in a tavern.
If I could find some information, I could bring it to you.
Who are you, sir?
That is not important.
I want to look this gentleman up and down. I do not trust him.
He's wearing. He's not wearing expensive clothes. He's not a pauper though. He looks like he's doing a solid day's labour, but at the same time, in fact, make an insight check.
10. I've been rolling a lot of 7s today.
That sucks, doesn't it? Okay, a 10. He doesn't look entirely like a dock worker, but here he is doing dock work. So you could potentially surmise that maybe he's somebody who's kind of fallen to this position due to some sort of debt or something from some other cause. Does that make sense?
You feel that you are confident?
Well, I could merely ask some questions, and if I was to discover any answers, then I would bring them to you. That's all I can guarantee.
Us.
How long would these answers take?
As I say, I would need to ask the questions and look around. I have some old, shall we say, contacts that I would need to investigate with. I would have to find them and talk to them and that sort of thing. Do you think that would be acceptable? Oh, push off! I'll find them, says one of the other dockyard workers. I can find them. What do they look like? Like this? That's easy. Anyone sees anyone like that. If I was you, I'd go and look in the arena. That would be the first place I'd look. If I was looking for something like that, yeah, that's where I'd look.
Well, thanks for the free advice.
Yeah. Oh.
The arena.
Well, it could be skins as well. Have you thought about skins? Says one of the other dock workers.
I hope we're not quite at that point.
That would be a possibility, you know. Yeah. You could also go and look over at the Sidarhael envoy, because they're like slaves as well. It could be some
my
kind of
goodness.
sex slave thing or something like that. Who knows? You know, cat people, a bit weird. Who knows? I'd pay for that.
I think we should go try the arena. And if we have to talk to the Blackguard, I think we should do that next.
Well, thank you all for your theories, but the Gents only go to the person who provides the exact answer. You'll be able to find us at...
The inn.
Not that one.
No.
Different one.
Oh,
Do not look to me for names of the city. I do not
I
know.
think they should
I've
come
been around.
find us.
History check.
If they manage to find us, great.
The Nag's Head Inn is quite palatable. You'll find it's in the upper echelon area of Karkanos.
Nag's Head, Karkanos. By the time the second sun sets.
Very good. And I bid you then adieu.
Adieu.
Adieu. And we're going to pause there for a break for 15 minutes, and we'll come back
Okay.
to finish our one-shot game in Sidarhael. Here we are back in Sidarhael, going back into Vane Gate. And Barry, Amber, Dan, and Tom, and I'm Russell, and we're raising money for charity, for Gaming for Charity, Corocare New Zealand, and Heart Kids New Zealand. I don't know how much money we've raised, but come on, people, it's about time you know what you need to do, right? Right? Otherwise, we're going to have to do this again.
Roll persuasion.
Roll persuasion. All right. I hope. Do I get advantage?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so what are you guys doing at this point? Where do we leave off? You guys were at the docks. You were talking about where you might find the other one of the Tabashi who has been kidnapped, you assume, and has gone missing. And you were thinking about what exactly?
So we've just essentially made a reward, and if anyone has information, they're to meet us at the Nag's Head at the setting of the second sun.
All right.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have money to pay this reward?
Yes. Do we?
I assume that he would not make such an offer had he not had the money or the funds. Right?
Yes. That's a great assumption. Do you have the money to pay?
Roland, how much money have you got?
Why are you looking at me for?
I don't know. You're resourceful. You're a halfling.
You've got all my money.
You're lucky, aren't you?
You gambled all my money.
I don't gamble. How dare you?
I know what you did in Twaddle.
Do they do this a lot?
You did it. You took.
I only just.
I have 100.
I lent you all.
I'd say yes.
Every one of my Gant marks.
Gold is the same as get marks in our world, yes?
Yeah.
Well, if I must, I can underwrite us. But surely, Lady Imdrael would reimburse us, wouldn't she?
Well, I'm not going to get between that. Good luck.
Well, she's the one who's giving you the quest to look
Well,
after.
To fund
you
a
can
criminal
sing
law.
like a bird.
Yes.
to find.
Sounds great.
You've just given the mission. In fact, it's part of our mission, so therefore, I see it was in the ambit of our duty.
Wouldn't you say that, technically, that you've failed the mission at this point? Like,
So far, we haven't even started our mission, but all
Like,
we've done
you're
is
supposed to
lose
protect-
one.
I'm investing in our success.
Well, as long as you've got the money.
well, it's good to plan for success. That's what I hear.
I do have the money, but it's
Shouldn't-
all the
shouldn't-
money I have.
Definitely don't plan for.
So should we go
failure.
splitsies?
My friend Storm, it is your friend who is missing. You call the shot. Where do we go?
We go to Inn, I think. We waited in for information. Then we go from wherever the information leads us to. For without information, we have nothing to go on.
Should we inquire at the arena? Is that something we should do, or should we just wait?
Does anybody know if the arena is on the way to where we're going?
History check.
Yeah, you can roll a history check. I welcome it.
It's an 8.
An 8. Well, you're not really sure.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Not somewhere I've been.
Get your wheels fixed here. Get your wheels fixed. Yeah,
I
we
go
can
over
fix
to him.
Cartwrights. Hello, sir. You don't have a cart. Are you looking to buy one?
No. I
Oh
need
my
to know.
goodness! What the blooming heck are you?
Please, let us not do this.
You're huge, and your cat.
These things I know. These things I am aware of.
Oh, all right. How can I help you, sir? You don't want a wheel?
Do you sell wagons and carts?
Do we sell wagons and carts? Yes. Yes, sir.
Did you repair or sell for anybody that might have had one of us under a hood? One of me, but smaller.
One moment, please, everybody, whilst we shut this infernal racket outside from our...
Does this close?
Very noisy here in the Droog.
It's from the other side. From the other side?
Never mind then.
Does that close?
Perhaps we should go and shoot the neighbours
Does
instead.
this close? Yep.
And this is why we
Press
need
the button.
more money from you so that we can hire a studio and we won't have this sort of problem in the future.
Wait, thought the money was going to charity.
Oh yes, the money's going to charity. Sorry about that. What? Haha. Thank you. Hasn't made a huge amount of difference, but nonetheless.
Now,
Alright, sorry.
as I was saying,
Just relieved myself in the mud over there. Can't see a real toilet, so.
now,
What did we decide?
He's talking to the
I
cartwright.
am trying to talk to this man.
Alright.
Now, once again, do you know, if you do not know that question, where is the arena and is it closed?
Oh, the arena. That's you'll find the arena is over. It's over in Bentharam Military District.
You know this Ben Taran military
Yes, I do.
district?
I do. I can't say it's going to be the safest place to go with this one with us. How much have you wanted?
Well, Fahar is one of the High Lords of Rakthasis, which is where the military district is.
And they'll all recognise you?
But I am the master of the skies.
Yeah.
By necessity.
You're a master of the skies?
That I'd like to be the master of the skies. That'd make a nice song, wouldn't it?
If you sing it, possibly. I'm not sure. I've only heard you mumble once.
I pull my hood up over my head to keep the rain off. It's making my fur very wet. Let us make our way to this nag's head and perhaps discuss further things out of the weather.
What do you think, you boss?
I'm not the boss,
You-
but I'm happy to go where you feel more comfortable.
To the Nag's Head?
To the Nag's Head, to Karkanos.
Does anybody know you at this nag's head?
That is a good question.
People have heard of the Bard of Vaingate, yes. However, it's not necessarily within Fahar's
You're
jurisdiction.
not the Bard of Vaingate.
Oh, stop it,
Where
Roland.
did you get that from? Who told you you're the Bard of
When
Vaingate?
people say, for even Iolanthra had heard of feckless Fahar.
That might be true. But
Song,
you're not the
copyright,
Bard of
and
Vaingate. If anyone's, I'm the Bard.
Him.
What? Stop! Put me down! Put me down! Oh my God!
Always argue. Me find irritating.
You can smell your
Understood.
running down the halfling.
Here, pop him in here.
Oh, I did it again, Sarah, it's your fault! Poof. Disappears into the bag of holding.
It's very cruel, isn't it? Do I leave him in there?
Everything in there is going to smell like weed.
Roland!
You let me out of here right now!
I did, I just said your name, Roland!
Why?
I'm sorry.
Why?
I'm sorry.
You're an awful friend.
No, I'm sorry.
You're probably the worst friend I've ever had.
It was a trick, Roland.
I'm really upset now.
Come here, give me a hug.
I'm not touching you. You had my feelings for the last time.
Oh, stop it, Roland. It was a joke.
I'm
Roland,
going.
I'm sorry.
That's
Look,
it, I'm going.
where are you going to
I'm
go?
not talking to you anymore.
Roland.
Fucking off.
Alright, everybody. To Karkanos, follow me.
Like my flute.
Down the river and across the bridge.
Alright. So
You
you
can really do this.
Didn't
Yes.
work.
Now I know why we keep away from humans and elves.
Excuse me. We elves are probably going to keep you alive.
That's right.
You already lost one of us.
I don't think that was really my fault.
Probably his fault.
Definitely his fault.
Probably. We go now.
While we've been walking.
All right. So you travel across the Droob, and you cross the various bridges that get you to Karknos, and you enter the military district. You get to the gates, to the main area there.
Put the hood over.
All right. State your business. Who are you?
I am Imrael Silveranth.
Very fancy.
I'm a daughter of Twilight.
You got
And
a
we have
badge.
business. And I just reach through my cloak,
Very
rather
nice then.
unimpressed.
And these three with you, are they?
They are.
All right, off you go. All right, you go into Karkanos, unmolested.
I have never been in a city like this before, but I find it very interesting that these guards seem both very interested and not interested in where you are going.
It's a great observation.
Is this normal?
Here,
I think
yes.
it's just human. People with a small piece of jurisdiction who want to be busy about something. They make a fuss of nothing, and they make nothing of a fuss.
They like to think they
Should
have
write that
power.
down.
That does not quite explain you, but okay.
You see a very noble-looking fellow riding along on a horse in front of you with trimmings and such.
Do we recognise him?
I think this might be the fancy part of town.
You can make a history check.
History check.
Do you sing for
17.
money?
Oh, yes.
You do recognise him. He's one of the members of the Council of High Wardens. He's in fact the son of Lord Duncan, the premonstrator of the said Council of High Wardens. His name is Lord Balzaran. He's a very important person, have you know.
Did you say Lord Duncan just before?
And this is the son of Lord Duncan.
Do you tell us that you know who he is?
Do you ask?
Who's that then?
That is Lord Balzaran.
Who's he?
He is probably mate.
Your mate? Your
Her
friend?
mate.
Oh no. No.
Probably her mate.
Her mate.
No. He is the son of Lord
You could
Duncan.
have a little half elf like me.
You take that back.
What do you mean?
You no go with Sundin?
What does she mean by that?
I do not know, but it seems like she did not like what you had to say.
And then I walk ahead.
I think we
Look around. Well, are you following?
Right.
Right.
Up ahead you can see the arena rising behind the tenement buildings and the various quarters of soldiers and what have you, the guard houses and, what's the word I'm looking for, where lots of soldiers stay? Barracks, that's the one, barracks. So yes, behind the barracks you see the arena rising up and you can hear the sounds of combat.
Oh, we've gone to the arena.
That's what I believe you're doing.
Oh, I thought we went the other way.
To the inn.
To the inn.
Oh, you're going to the inn?
Who's leading us?
Oh yeah.
We have got turned around. I was under the impression we were going to the inn, but we are at the arena. We must well look at the arena now. It is fine.
That's called, now for the audience, that's when the dungeon master completely screws up and thinks that they're doing something that they're not.
Sorry, we did talk about the arena a lot.
They did talk about the arena a lot, and I had the impression that's where they were going, but...
You live
You
here.
better be
We're
in
here now.
disguise.
Do you want to continue with the arena, or would you like to go
We're
to the
here.
inn? I really
We are here, so we may as well.
Immoral,
You live here long?
I think we've gone the wrong
Yes,
way.
my whole life.
Really?
We could, well, let's say the Nag's Head Inn is near the arena.
Alright, let's do that.
Solved.
Convenient.
Two birds with one stone. Yes. Perhaps we go to the arena and then go to Nag's Head.
Can we see the arena, the fighting grounds, or has it got a wall around
No, it's
it?
got a wall around it. It's a big, tall sort of thing. You know, Rome
Yeah,
arena.
Although I
Same.
suppose if we go to the arena, the
Colosseum.
same thing will happen again. We'll go, there'll be a guard there who will say, "Who are you?" And then they'll go, "Oh, you are a cat." And they'll go, "I am not a cat. I am this, and then
I'm
they'll go,
so
oh, I feel
sorry.
so big, and then again and again and again. So I mean, I think when we are dealing with guards, perhaps if you take the front and so
I will.
No, I think I'll do this, and you make sure you have your disguise on.
Oh, you meant her.
yes.
I'm guessing we just have to pay to go, so...
And Miss Rowland.
Well,
I'm
not
gonna...
to be mean, but more people like her than like you. From what I see.
You get into a lot of arguments with people very
Just
quickly.
you wait until we're
I'm
in a
gonna walk
pub.
ahead and see if
And
we
then
can
people will
buy
throw...
tickets
That's
or-
how we'll make
Right,
our
yeah.
money.
Yep. All right. Next showing is at 4 o'clock. 2 Ghent marks. We've got 2 barbarians from the jungles of Kurgasiax today, and they will be fighting an Oliphant from the southern regions beyond the Burning Lands.
Ooh.
Interesting. Can you tell me what else you have fighting today?
Well, there's a list over there on the wall.
Alright, I'm gonna go over and read the list.
All right, so there's a whole bunch of different matches, different fights between all these various gladiators. Some of them you might have even heard of their names, of a few of them, but there do not appear to be any cat-like names on that list.
I'm quite interested in exotic creature fighting, like specials. You got anything coming up?
You're one of those, are you?
Yes, I am.
You don't do that sort of thing.
Don't you? Not even late at night. Come on, tell me where the goods are.
You need to go somewhere else for that sort of thing. I
Where would
imagine.
that somewhere else be?
Not permitted to talk about it, I'm afraid.
What if I gave you some money for it?
How much money are we talking about?
This is a good question. Which one is it?
I come
What on
alongside
you?
and I cast charm upon him.
Ooh, nice.
All right.
My dear friend, I recognise you.
So charm has a saving throw.
Charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving throw.
Against
What's your DC?
14.
Okay. Are you trying to charm me?
Are you saying I'm charming?
I'm saying you're trying to be charming.
Trying to be charming?
I think you fancy yourself, don't you?
Well, my friend, I just want something special for my mum.
Is this your mum?
Yeah, it's my mum.
Doesn't look like your
And
mum.
I just want to show her, well, that's because she's ageless, because she's elven, isn't she? Not like me, look at these.
Just give me a couple of gold pieces. It'd be much faster.
I'm not your bank, mummy. Mum's always trying to borrow
Look,
money.
would you lot move on, please? We've got actual customers coming out here. How about you? It's what you looking
What about
for?
these?
What's that?
Give me 2 gold pieces.
Just going to write something down here. It's the price of fish. So, bloody ink. Blotched it. Never mind. Oh, that's a bit much, isn't it? All right. Here you go.
Exciting.
All right. Now we'll never talk about it again. Get out of here.
No, never.
Right.
Thanks, Mum will be so happy.
Oh, shush.
Your friend is quite creepy.
Oh, yes. Yes, he is. We walk back to join these two.
I feel so misunderstood.
There's an address on it. It's a place called the Fisheye Tavern.
Fisheye Tavern.
It's not in this part of town. Well, the Fisheye Tavern is in a place called Pax Adrius.
What's the time of day at the moment?
Now it's
Before the
about
sunset.
1 o'clock.
Oh, okay, we have some time. I think we should check this place out. This is where the dodgy trading of rare creatures and fighting of rare creatures happens.
Perception checks, please.
$15.
19.
15 plus
8.
21 for you.
21. Wow. Okay. All right, Barry. Who got the next highest after Barry?
I got 19.
15.
Okay. So Saranth and Storm, you both notice that you've been followed for the last block since you left the arena. There seems to be a couple of figures in robes. They look like beggars. And every time you kind of turn around in their direction, they seem to be putting down their begging bowls on the floor and standing there begging whoever's going past. But then you move up a bit and they kind of pick them up and start coming up with you again. And you turn around and they are putting them back down again and begging again, as if they think they can get away with this.
How do they move?
How do they move? Well, they walk on their legs.
Do they shuffle?
Do they
Do they stand upright?
They walk pretty...
Do they move like a beggar? Are they feeble or are they purposeful?
One of them is a lot more purposeful than the other. One of them appears a lot more purposeful, yes.
Smoke.
Mm.
Have you seen them?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Me think we is there a place I can see where we could grab them and quickly go around the corner?
Well, if you split up, you could go around the back of the block and come up behind one of them, but only one of them because they're not next to each other. Although
Okay.
if you split up into two groups, and then those groups both
How
split
big
up,
are they?
you know, then you'd be all separate as like individuals and extremely vulnerable.
How far from us are they?
50, 60 feet through the crowd. A lot of people, biggest city in the world.
I move to do what you said.
You're going around the block?
Yeah.
As he does so, reach into my bag and I pull out this loot.
Okay.
Um,
Would you like me to pass you a guitar? Or perhaps Tom can.
No, I think for this purpose we don't need it.
Okay.
It's just strong, powerful flamenco type striking of the guitar,
All right.
and as I do,
The tension getting.
causes I cast earthquake,
What, earth tremor?
earth tremor,
So that's the name of it, I think, yeah.
earth tremor. Let me just double check the distance.
Yep. 5-foot range or something, or 15-foot range, I can't remember.
It's only 10 feet.
10 feet.
But they're not close enough, are they?
Not really, no. But you could wander over by them.
I'll just start. I'll do that then. Would you mind passing me the guitar?
All right, so you go wandering over towards the beggar.
Still wearing your disguise.
Yes, I've still got my disguise on.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Then. So you're disguised as a monk who pulls out a guitar from nowhere.
Yes,
And you walk
out of the magical bag.
A magical bag of holding. All right. And then you begin playing your lute.
As I sort of just make my way towards them.
The first one doesn't see you at all. Okay, and Storm, you're walking around the back to the side. All right, you want to make a stealth check.
The hungry come to me.
One.
Come to
Wait, is this-
7. It's a 7 plus.
That's a 7.
Plus
poor
whatever.
and the frail.
12.
12. Okay, not too bad. Make a performance check.
Roll a
I think you got it.
13
That's pretty good.
plus. I can't read that. That's a plus 8. Holy moly.
Wow.
21.
21. All right. A group of people standing around on the street are enthralled with your performance, and they're just ignoring you. So this is good for you. You can in fact roll again with advantage. This is your advantage now.
No.
So, what are you guys doing?
Come to me.
I am looking at Saranth.
And the hungry
Very confused, but enjoying the music.
poor and the frail.
I turn to Emrael and I don't understand what is happening. What are we doing now?
It's turned into a musical.
What is happening is we're travelling with a bard. And we're all at his whims, whether we like it or not, and I stand
I'm going to
quite nervous.
cut to the chase, and basically the next thing you know, he comes wandering back with the beggar.
Thank you very much. Look after each other, love each other.
You see Storm standing in the alleyway, holding the beggar against the wall. That's okay
Right.
with you, Barry? If that works for you? Yep. You can add your own flavour to it if you wish.
So, I was wondering, my friend, do you like breathing?
I like breathing.
Why are you following us and don't lie while I leave you?
Paid to. It's my job.
By who?
Let go of my throat, and I'll tell you.
I've got a hold of you. I have claws. Remember that.
Yeah,
And they are on your heart.
they want you. They want all of you.
Who are they?
Well, there's a few buyers. Quite a few buyers interested, actually. I think the mages of Barkyle are quite keen. They're bidding quite high. But there's others too, don't forget.
Where is my companion, or I will cut off your little person?
The Azaran has her
And where will I find Deraza?
down in the sewers.
Down in the sewers.
Yes. Yes, let go of me, will ya?
All right. I look around.
Did we get him? Did you get him? You. What did he say?
What is this? What's going on?
A Deraza.
You still got him?
You make a habit of hurting beggars.
They've been following us.
He is not just a beggar. And God grant me, he is not just a beggar. Tell her what you told me.
The Azaran is the leader of our gang.
We get a very high price, apparently.
You see, this is what we get for it.
He points to this tattoo on his wrist of a spider.
That's the spiders.
Yeah, we're the spiders.
Very on the nose, yes.
What's on your nose?
No, it is saying, like, tattoo, very obvious.
My lady, do
Yes,
you wish me to break
supposed to
his
be
neck?
obvious.
Oh my goodness.
It's also can't get it off. It's a brand.
You're telling the truth.
Yeah.
What does Derazaram Mazadapan mean to do with our friend?
Isn't that obvious by now?
No, tell us right now.
She's auctioning them off. Auctioning all of you. She's already sold you.
When's the auction?
It's not happening now.
Where?
Down in the sewers.
Where do we access the
You're not
sewers?
listening.
The sewers run the entire city. There's 3 citadels.
Yeah. Raxtarsis.
The sewers of Raxtarsis.
Yeah.
Where exactly?
Oh my God.
Lead the way, now.
All right, I'll take you there. Just let me go. Let go of me.
Oh, yes. I let you go and you run like a rabbit.
Just know that he can run as fast as lightning, as fast as a storm. You try to run,
All right.
you feel 400 pounds of fury on you.
That's terrifying, isn't it?
It'd be in your best interests.
Right.
You wonder if you put him down now?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, you want me to take you there or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So he starts taking you there, and you go through the streets to Raxtarsis.
Be alert, friends. He wasn't alone. And they've been following us for some time. We need to keep an eye out.
Blizzard.
Oh, look.
I mean, Kendrick. You keep an eye on Alria, just in case.
Okay, so you travel through. Make none more investigation checks, please. Oh, sorry, perception.
Disappear, the
Perception.
guitar.
Are you being at all stealthy, by the way? Or are you sort of flanking?
Well, we
along?
probably should be, shouldn't we? But I might have screwed that up.
That's probably why we're being followed.
14.
14.
What are we rolling for you?
Perception. So yours is 16, it's plus 2.
16.
16.
Yep.
And you was 16 as well?
13.
13 plus 3.
13 plus 3 is 16, okay. And what was you?
13.
13?
13.
Wow, 13, 13,
Weird.
16, 16. That is kind of weird.
We're insane.
All right. All right. Well, you are of the opinion that you are being followed. Yeah. You have the impression distinctly that there is about 4 people following you at this
And they
point.
all want to take us right where we're going.
We wanted we should drop off and kill them.
I feel as if we are flies in a web.
Singing bird.
How do we cut ourselves free? Yes?
We are being followed by 4. You want we should drop them off and knock them out or kill them?
I would not want to kill anybody.
No, nor would I.
I haven't.
We're about to go into their
Try
den,
not to kill
so I
people.
don't think it's going to get anything but worse.
There are 4 of us and 4 of them.
Well, we
I
have a lot
don't know.
more
Is there
to
anything
go
else we
down
can
there.
do? I could try. Oh,
Don't stop on my behalf.
You could sing a song.
I could suggest another course of action to them, but I can do that to one of them.
I think we should move ahead to the sewers.
I mean, if they're.
I mean, we're going down there and there's going to be lots of them down there.
The advantage we have is that a fly does not know when it is in a trap.
Mm.
Perhaps that will help us.
You sound just like your father did when I was a boy.
You better make up your minds quickly because they're going to brand her.
Take us to where you are leading us.
That's what I'm doing. That's what
Cannot.
we're doing. Am I not? That's what we're going. We're
Would
going to
Earth
get there.
tremor collapse anything behind us? Or is it 2? Let me just check.
Are you gonna collapse one of Vanegate's ancient walls?
Yeah. I don't know if it's that powerful. Sorry. Let me just double check.
I'm gonna switch places with my friend over there,
Oh yeah.
and he's gonna go front. I'm gonna go back.
Okay. Yeah.
I will stand next to the one that is leading the way.
All right.
And I will walk side by side with him.
All right. He keeps going.
What is your name?
Well, my name's Talon.
And Helen, what has caused you to be caught up with such...
It's not my choice.
nefarious
It's not my
people?
choice. Bad debts, decisions. Wouldn't do it again.
In the place that you are leading us, what can we expect? We are being followed, you know this,
Look,
yes?
I'd rather not talk about it. This is there.
You are afraid of these people.
Look, he stops for a moment and just stops dead in his tracks for a moment. He turns around and looks at you and goes, look, where we're going, you are in for all manner of horror. My personal connection to this situation is due to some very poor decisions on the parts of my family and myself in the past. And now I am bound into this, as you say, it's like a web.
Who's your bondsman? Who are you bound to? Is it the Sidarhael?
You might not want to call her that.
Is that who you're bound to?
Yes,
And if she releases you,
she won't release me.
well, she's going to release our friend. We could get 2 for 1.
You'd have to kill her, and I don't see that.
Kill her to get our friend.
Either way, I suspect, yeah.
Why do you think we can't kill her?
We'll reason with her.
I don't think we will.
Do you know what is, I think it's called a, she's from the Underdark.
The Underdark.
Yeah, that's what I hear. She escaped from the Drow.
She's Drow.
She was a Drow. She's not anymore.
Have you ever met a Drow?
No, but I've heard tales
As have
of who I
I.
think this woman is.
Luthlian, we don't have any Drow, but this could be much bigger than we know walking into. But what choice do we have? Do we get reinforcements? It seems that time is of the essence. The auction's happening now. We have no choice, do we, but to go? What do you say?
Are you saying you're bound by the Raven Queen?
No. No.
What is her name?
Who? Dazaran.
Dazaran.
Dazaran, is she a sorcerer?
Well, she's got magic. Don't know if she's a sorcerer. I wouldn't think so. I think she prays to her gods. I think what she is now is some kind of punishment. That's what the rumours tell me. That's what I hear. But I don't know. Can't say.
Is there a way to get anybody out of there without being seen?
Without being seen is very hard. She's got spies everywhere.
Spies we can deal with.
Not these spies.
You should try us.
8-legged spies. Huge 8-legged spies. They'll eat you. I've seen them eat. They'll take people whole.
Well, I don't think it sounds safe to take our friends down there.
I've got an idea. I don't know if it will work. My bag is a special bag. It's got a bag of holding. It can store all of you.
What?
You could hide inside the bag. I'd seem like one person on my own. And then I would call your names and you'd appear. We could surprise her, or even if one of you took the bag, we could go and you could surrender yourself. You'd seem like one person. You'd be taken straight to Marzipan. And then we'd all jump out. I don't know, I haven't done this before, but...
What if they take the bag straight off him when they capture him?
Then he just calls our names and we'll appear.
Don't like this at all. Putting more of you in danger.
You could have captured one of these two. Take them straight to your leader.
Okay.
But you're the more experienced one, so what do you think?
It is my member of family that is gone. Then it should be me to go in. After all, I am bigger and stronger.
What is
It's
happening?
burning me. It's burning me. She knows.
She
knows something. She knows I'm talking to you. She knows. It's burning. Oh God, make it stop.
I touch him and try cure wounds.
All right, cast cure wounds.
Which may be okay. Just mark off my spell slots. 1, 2, 3. Yep.
All right, so roll your dice for your cure.
Yeah, so 1d. I don't remember. 1d.
1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Thank you, Tom.
Yes, you're welcome.
1d8. 8 plus 6.
8 plus
Oh.
6.
Oh, it'll be plus 4.
Isn't it my...
It's the spellcasting modifier. So it's whatever the modifier you use. So it'll be your charisma modifier.
It's not my spell attack bonus?
No.
Charisma.
Yeah.
4 plus 8, 12.
All right. So you see it heal up, and he's, it's starting again. It's starting again. Oh my God, make it stop. He starts trying to run away from you. Is anyone you going to try and stop him from running?
I'm at the back.
Who's right next to him?
I will.
I touched him. I just sort of hang on.
I feel nothing but pity. I feel nothing but pity for this creature, but I will go to grab it.
What do we do? Knock him out?
I will grab him.
You're strong.
Let me go! Let me go! It's there! Go to the sewers there! It's right there! Just leave me be!
I push him away.
He just runs, bolts off into the nearest alleyway. You hear him screaming off as he goes.
Poor creature.
Well, so much for the element of surprise.
The direction that he pointed to.
You see a sewer lid.
Right.
I'll take it off.
It's your life.
I will help
just at
you.
risk.
All right, you guys are lifted off together. It's pretty heavy, but you do it. And you see down into the darkness. You guys have got Tabashi, do they have dark vision?
Yeah, they do.
It's like 60 feet, or is it?
60 feet, exactly. Well, remember.
Thank you. All right.
After you, Storm.
Go in. I think I can just fit. Yep.
All right. So you drop down into the sewer. How's our camera from here? Hopefully we can see what's going on. And it's a bit like, oh, what I'll do is I'll put the walls over this side. And you drop down the ladder. Who's got minis? Does anyone have minis? Does anyone want minis?
I'm okay at this point,
All right, at this point.
but I will wait for everybody to go down into the sewer, and I will follow behind.
All right. And roll for initiative.
Ooh.
$17, I think that's it.
That's 3.
Wow, 20 for initiative. Okay, can someone track initiative for me, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
16.
Okay.
16.
Let's just get some names here.
All right.
Storm.
I was 20.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see this very well. So I'll take this wall out so that you can actually see. I'll put that in there
Eminem?
just to give you
11.
distance.
And
That's the distance.
I had 16,
16.
I think. Yeah.
This is water down here. This is an invisible wall so that you can see through it. Right, and this is a sort of 5 foot wide platform that you can move upon going this way. And the stairs come down here. There's a wall. And there's a giant spider trying to eat your faces.
Oh!
Who can be currently represented by, well, for now he can be a D20, because that's what I've got. All right. So, who's going first? Storm, was it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Storm, I gave you a mini. There it is. Boof. So what's our initiative?
Storm is first, then myself, then Seventh, then Emrael.
All right. All right, Storm. Roll to hit.
Okay.
You see this giant spider leaping towards you.
Left target. Use target.
Okay, you're going to use Hunter's Mark?
Yeah.
Okay, Hunter's Mark. All right. If someone can look up Hunter's Mark for us in advance, that would be really handy.
Okay, and I fire.
All right. 14 with Hunter's Mark. So the Hunter's Mark is going to do extra damage, I think.
Yeah.
An extra d6 of damage.
An extra d6 of damage. All right. And you can roll your damage, please.
What is the damage?
Pretty sure that's
It's 1d6 extra damage.
1d6 extra damage.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the damage? Ugh,
6.
6.
6. Okay, you do 6 points of damage. Excellent.
And did you add that onto your initial attack?
Okay.
So you are using a longsword or a bow or?
I'm using my longsword. So that's a
One
So
D8.
1d8
Is
plus
it,
3.
Right. What was his initiative, by the way? Just so I know. where to-
Plus 3.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no,
as
no,
original.
20.
4.
the actual
20
number
for
is
Storm.
20, okay.
4. 1d8 plus 3, that's...
So you rolled
So you roll 4 plus 3
4,
slashing.
3, 7,
Yeah.
right?
7 plus he rolled a 6.
So
on his
11,
D6.
11 or what?
So 11. Wow, okay, cool.
Wait, 7 plus 6?
All right.
Oh, was it 7 plus 6?
Yeah.
Oh, 13.
13? Okay, cool. All right, who's next in the initiative order?
I am next.
You're next? All right. So I'm assuming you're down the
Yes,
tube? Yep.
yes. I see the spider being struck by my kin, and I will take out my shining blade. and I will charge towards the creature and strike it.
All right, roll to hit, please. That's true.
15.
15, okay. That hits.
And I will, as I am taking my blade out, I also sling my shield into my arm, but that will be 4 points of damage.
All right. So Barry, I'm going to get you to hold that second attack until the next turn because we've
Okay.
passed through it. You need to, now that you've reminded me,
Yeah.
call it every time, okay?
Okay.
It's just so I want to use my bonus action.
Okay.
Okay, so you hit, you did how much damage?
4 points of damage.
4 points, okay. All right. Who's next? And what did you get for
Sidarhael.
16.
16, yep, so you're next.
I drop to the floor, reach into my bag, loot, and I say, slightly muted because it's probably echoey down here.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big cat. He's so strong.
Now's not quite the time,
If
son.
you fight him, it won't last long. And give bardic inspiration, combat inspiration to
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Storm.
Okay,
Storm, you have 1 combat inspiration. You can roll a die and add that number to weapon damage. Or, if someone attacks you, you can use your reaction to roll the die and add the number to your armor class. And I think it's a d6.
Yeah,
I'll do the
pretty sure
damage
it's-
then.
Cool.
Okay, so you're going to use it for damage. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so whose turn is next?
That is my that's an action, isn't it?
Do you have any
Oh, that's a bonus action.
That's a bonus action?
So that's a bonus action.
All right, do you want to take
Rapier. Is that an action to get my rapier out?
No.
Okay. And sort of looking for an opening, I just kind of stab.
All right, so really... Okay, all right, we'll let you get away with this turn. Because I'm nice.
I'll back you up,
It's a
Storm.
bonus action to
Ha-ha!
use your weapon, isn't it?
I believe it's a free action to interact with an item, and then if you want to interact with another item, it
Okay,
takes a
in
bonus.
which case, no problem. You draw
Okay.
your weapon, you attack with it, and then you do your music.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, cool. Roll your attack.
Right. It is a 12 plus 5. 17 to hit.
Yeah, hits.
Hits. And 1d8. 1 plus 3. 4 damage.
Plus 3, 4 damage. All right, okay. Who's next? Who's got the next number? What
I'm
is the
helping.
number?
Imrael has the next.
What is it?
11.
11, okay.
I take off my cloak and throw it behind me as I pull my long sword off my back and deal Thunder Smite, which says it's a bonus action, but I think it's kind of simultaneous.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
basically are loading your blade.
Yeah, I'm
with the
loading
power.
my blade with Thunderous Smite. And I go back to the depths of hell, and I aim
Alright.
for its face.
Roll to hit.
Okay.
I aim for its 8 eyes.
What is? It's just my longsword hit, right?
Yep, just to hit, yeah.
What do you do?
Oh, come on. Why does it have to be now? 18?
What is
Wait,
it?
no, 13.
13. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit. The spider climbs up the wall and gets up into the corner and it turns around and it spits a web at
Oh.
you. What's your armor class?
19.
19. The web actually misses you. It doesn't really capture you. But you realise that it would have been very nasty and sticky if it had. At which point... One moment, please.
Your smite is still attached to your sword. It doesn't expend unless you make a hit. So you've still got it.
Good.
Thanks.
Okay, back to the top of initiative, so it's back to you, Storm.
Start something double DM.
It's quite handy, isn't it?
DM rules master.
Yeah.
2 swords.
Alright, so you're going to take your attack and then a bonus attack with your second weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Alright, it was like a 3, so I'm not thinking that's going to hit modifiers or not.
Okay.
Alright, so now your offhand attack
Offhand attack.
Using short swords.
is a 5, which also does not hit, I don't think.
Okay.
With like a... No, it won't hit. Okay, cool. Very good. So from you, it comes back to you, yeah?
Yes, I will continue to carve up this 8-legged creature as I go. I will slice your legs so that you will be nothing but a deflated bag, you foul beast! I slash at its legs.
All right. Roll to hit, please.
Oh, roll to hit. That is the wrong dice. 14.
14, you just hit it. Yeah, it almost gets out of the way, but you managed to hit it in the leg, indeed, where you were aiming.
And I will, and that is 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage, and it actually severs its leg, and all this gush comes out of the hole in the leg, and it kind of just deflates at that point and sinks to the ground. It scuttles a bit and kind of stops attacking.
I end my turn there.
It seems to have basically, for all intents and purposes, it's dead.
Great. Can we get past it, or is it blocking?
Oh, it's big, but it's not blocking the sewer. You can climb over it.
I just put my blade into what remains of its head.
Take its teeth.
There. Put it out of its misery.
Take its teeth.
Careful with venom.
It is the way of our people.
Go on then. Do you need a little dagger?
I wipe the blade on the spider's body and I put it back and I take a dagger and... Is there time for this?
There's always time. Now.
And I will do my best to slice at one of its mandibles to take out one of its fangs.
Okay. I think you should make a skill check.
First time doing it.
Yeah. It's like a dex check, I think.
This is the way. That's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
14.
Teeth.
You have to learn.
Alright, you take its teeth.
You're
Very
Obi-
successful.
the Obi-Wan of Tabaxi.
I wipe it back on the spider. I put it back in my little sheath and I take it in my gloved hand. I go, like this?
Yes. Now wrap it and keep it for smoke to make you a necklace.
Perception checks, everybody, please.
Five.
5.
18.
18.
16.
16.
Sorry.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay. All right. So those of you that got above about 14, you hear a whistle in the distance, and then you also hear the sound of sploshing further up the corridor, and you think you can hear footsteps echoing.
And they're coming closer to us?
Sounds like there might be.
I think that was an alarm.
What?
The whistle.
What whistle?
The whistle.
I didn't hear a
Are
whistle.
you deaf?
How dare you?
I'm sorry, Mummy.
They are coming for us. Let us prepare ourselves for their assault. And I will take a javelin out and I will ready in action as soon as I see anyone coming.
Does anyone else
towards
want
us.
inspiration?
Actually, it would be good for him to sing. Give them somewhere to come to die in.
Very well.
All
Some
right.
kind of funeral
Bring
song.
them to us then.
Sling your words, my friend.
Now you hear sploshing around the corner as well, further up.
I bring my shield up and I just wait.
Okay.
I position myself also, hiding.
All right. Initiative again. Should we just keep the same initiative?
It's up to you.
Might be faster.
Oh,
Yeah.
just rolled a nat 20.
Oh, sorry.
What did you use?
All right. So top of initiative is over here.
Nat 20. So
All right, Barry. You see a cloaked figure pop their head around the corner and with a crossbow, and then pop back again.
Right. Just wait.
All right. And finally they pop out. All right.
I
So you.
fling my javelin.
All right. So you guys have held your actions. All right. So you guys can both roll to attack.
No. Thank you. And the first thing one.
9.
20.
20. Oh, nice. Okay. So javelin hits.
Give him bardic
That's
inspiration.
5 plus 5.
14.
I will take it, my friend. Thank you. That is going to be 8 points of piercing damage.
Alright, 8 points of piercing damage it is. Okay. Alright. Who's next in the initiative round? Initiative order.
You're still singing?
It will be Storm's turn now, I believe, because we did our held actions.
Oh,
Task
right.
can I give the bardic
So I think Storm it will be now his turn proper.
Alright. The cloaked figure drops the crossbow after you hit it with the javelin and starts running towards Storm. Storm, you're attacking, you hit with a 12, right? Or you throw a 12?
Yeah.
It's plus whatever your attack bonus is.
My attack bonus is.
Where am I looking for that?
Which weapon?
On this page?
The weapon, yeah, this is
Oh,
short
which
swords.
weapon are you using?
Short
Short swords.
Yeah.
Your
Plus
attack
5.
plus 5.
Plus
Yeah.
5, nice. Okay, so you hit. Alright, damage. And you've got a bardic inspiration up you as well at the moment,
Yeah.
I believe.
Mm.
It's an 8.
Alright, so D8.
3
3
plus short sword is 3 piercing, which is 6 plus a d6.
6 plus a D6.
Music, D6.
It's towards the back behind the water bottle. Yeah, you got it. Just next one. There you go.
Sorry.
It's right back. 4. What was it?
What was it?
6 plus
6
4.
plus 4, 10.
10.
Alright, 10 points of damage. Alright. Quite hurt.
Other sword?
Other sword. Roll a hit. Yep, this is your offhand. So you're laying into it with 2 short swords. Into
4.
4 plus
4.
5.
No, unfortunately, your second strike, he parries with his own scimitar.
Oh, brave.
Alright. Who is next on the initiative order?
That will be me.
Yep.
I will charge. I will charge towards this assailant, and I will draw my weapon again, and I will strike it.
Roll to hit.
20 to hit,
20 to hit.
and it takes 9 points of damage.
Wow, okay. You take him out.
Oh,
That's my boy!
Splash into the water.
Are more coming? Do I hear more coming?
You can hear chattering from around the corner, talking, breathing, and then you hear this sort of sploshing sound. It's hard to explain exactly what it sounds like. It's not like someone falling into the water.
like a spider.
Like somebody getting.
Putting my shield up in front of myself.
All right.
Am I able to make my way around the corner to see?
Yep.
gonna follow right behind him.
Are you like holding a dodge action or something like that?
No, I'm just peering around the corner.
Okay, so you peek around the corner, and what you see is a barge in the water with a pole. Like this dude's just jumped onto it. There's 2 more soldiers or gang members in the barge, and they're pushing off, heading downwards to the right from where you entered here. So you come in here, and you go around the corner, and they're going this way.
And I'm moving away.
Yeah.
We know which one we're
There is a boat. They are fleeing.
But you notice there is another barge sitting there, empty.
Let us follow. Come, there's another.
Go for the badge. I know something about badges.
That's
run
true.
and jump in.
All right, so athletics checks to jump across the water to get to the barge.
Guitar away. Oh no!
Unnatural.
Oh
20.
no.
An unnatural 20. Okay, you land in the barge.
I can use
No,
my
naturally.
inspiration
Naturally.
to add to roll any roll.
Naturally.
Light as a feather.
I gave you
As is the
combat
elven
inspiration,
way. Oh,
but
okay.
instead it could just be. You could choose whether it's combat inspiration or bardic.
3.
I haven't used it, so I
Plus
You
your
could choose bardic instead.
athletics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9.
9.
You did the
12.
12. Okay, you get in the barge. It's not easily, but you did it.
Guitar going into pouch. And I roll a 2.
Right.
Priorities.
Okay, so
Full
you
barge.
guys-
Actually, it's a 2. Yeah,
These
no, it's
two
a 2.
jump in
It's
the
a 2
barge.
plus 0. It's a 2.
She jumps easily into the barge. You manage to jump in the barge.
I'm coming!
And Barry Storm jumps across to the barge, hits the side of the barge, starts sliding down the barge, needs to make a athletics check to not fall in the poo.
Can I reach down and grab
You can give him a help action on this and have advantage.
Oh,
advantage?
oh, yes, my favourite.
What is the check? Athletics?
It's an athletics check, yeah, with advantage, so you need the yellow dice, yeah. Good work. Sadly, you hit the poo.
Has he used his? He has used his bardic
That's a
inspiration.
13.
And you also, sadly, Sidarhael also leaps across, straight in the water, straight in the grey water. And the only good thing about this is that you don't have fur.
And I was already kind of dirty anyway.
Poor friend, you kept telling me.
I pull my sleeve up and I go grab Sidarhael out of the water.
Sidarhael, make a constitution check, please.
It's a 3.
It's a 3. Okay, you do not feel very well. It's
Oh,
all right. And Barry, similarly.
I think I swallowed something.
8.
8. Yeah, not good either.
Your stuff is all in different places.
It's a constitution saving throw. It's going to be in the top left.
Oh, it's up there.
Yep.
+1, 9.
+1, 9. Okay, sadly you're not feeling very well either. And you're gagging. So the pair of you two, not well at all. So
They are both back on the boat though.
you pull them back on the boat, yeah.
I grab is it a pole to push it?
For the next couple of minutes you guys have disadvantage on any checks.
Alright. I will, if there's a rope, I will slice it, and then I will grab the pole and push us forward.
Alright, so you start pushing down the canal. And everyone can make perception checks. Remember, you've got disadvantage, you two.
For storm some water as well.
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
12. You roll another dice.
What check are we doing?
Perception.
16.
Plus
Okay.
2.
+2. Alright, so it's a 14 out of those. Okay, cool. It's actually pretty good considering. What did you get?
13.
13, wow.
21.
21.
16.
16. Okay, well then you all notice that down the hallway you can see this sort of dancing lights kind of floating far down the corridor. They're very hundreds of meters, maybe 200 feet.
Thanks.
Down past these archways, and there's archways on either side of you that lead into the darkness as well. And you can see these dancing lights above the water down there. And you think you can hear musical notes coming from down there too.
I do not like this very much.
No, neither do I.
Sort of echoes around the chamber.
Did anyone else hear that?
Yes. That one I heard.
You can see a spider dropping down in front of you. Literally right in front of you, like 10 feet.
Big one.
Oh yeah.
I still have my sword, which is loaded. Would it still be loaded? Because I haven't used it?
Yeah.
Or does it just stop?
The thunderous smite.
Yeah.
How long does it say
It
it
says
lasts?
it lasts
1 minute.
for a minute.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's still going right now.
Huh.
Almost out though.
Seeing
okay.
seeing the spider, I take a javelin and I.
Alright, roll to hit.
And at the same time, I swing at it from the other side
Alright.
with
so
my thunderous
we'll keep the initiative that you guys set up earlier.
smite.
to the water.
Splosh.
I
Down.
hate that I keep hitting things on the table. It ruins my rolls.
I'll drive my sword through if I'm anywhere near it.
I
Alright.
think that's what I rolled last
So
time.
you've
I'm not
stopped
gonna hit it.
paddling, right,
Mm.
to do this. Okay.
No. 9.
And 9. Okay. And what else?
You know what else?
Oh, but you have disadvantage, so you're rolling 2 dice for everything.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
choosing the lowest.
Okay. Where's that poem?
It's right next to the bottle.
What was he rolling for?
To hit.
Oh, to hit.
He's got a +5, I think, on his hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 14 plus 5, 19 actually does hit.
Nice.
Alright. Damage.
Damage.
So what's a short sword damage?
8 plus 5, isn't it?
8 for a short sword?
Yeah.
It's a D6 for a short
It's a
sword.
long sword, isn't it?
You're,
A longsword
are you
is a
using
D8.
Short sword or a long sword?
Long sword.
Oh, long sword's 1d8.
Unless you're holding it in two hands.
Yeah, he's using 2, yeah.
Yeah.
7, okay, plus
3 slashing.
3 slashing, so 10 points. Okay, cool. Alright. Who's next?
If we're at the top of the initiative, so that was Storm, so it would be me next in the initiative. So how far is the spider on the boat, or is it how far away is it?
It's dropping down above the boat. So
Okay.
10 feet, 5 feet in front of the boat, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to hit it with his long swords.
All right, then I will kind of dropping the pole into the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I will draw out my own blade, and I will come up towards Storm, and I will say, "Together, my friend, we will vanquish this creature." Like slice at it.
To hit.
10.
You do not vanquish this creature.
It's very nimble on this line. It is difficult to see.
Alright. Who's next?
Well, aren't you just the cutest little hairy princess? And I cast Vicious Mockery on the spider.
On the spider. Does it work on beasts, or does it have to be a humanoid?
Oh, good question. At a creature, you can see.
A creature, any creature. Okay, well, I suppose it works.
It's a good point,
Alright.
but it's
Does it get a saving throw?
if the target can hear you, it must make a Wisdom saving throw, or take 1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage.
Does it have to speak your language?
So
No, it does not need to. It does stipulate that it does not need to understand you.
Wow.
Boo, 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 boo.
What's the saving throw? What's your DC?
14.
14. Okay.
Is this a wise
Wisdom
spider?
saving throw. Yeah, that's a good
Or is it
question.
instinctively put down by the baby noises
Is
they're
it a
making?
wise spider?
It's now traumatized and crawling, curling
Okay,
around.
and it takes psychic damage.
Yes!
Alright.
Ha-ha! Psyched out a spider.
So is it just like
3, I think.
3.
killing
And
And-
very
stuff?
clever using an attack that does not require a to hit roll.
It's so good.
And it has disadvantage
Okay.
on its next attack roll.
Oh, wow. Okay, so there's 3 points of damage.
3 points damage.
Okay.
Vicious.
That
That was some vicious.
That was quite vicious and
Mockery.
and mocking. I agree. Okay, so is it your turn?
Yes. I can try and finally use my thunderous smite.
All right, do your worst.
While in the background.
Finally.
All right.
That badge kind of tipping up.
23 with 23 points. I stand up to my full small height next to you and aim for its head.
All right.
My thunderous smite
Whack.
and hit it.
All right.
Nice.
You hit. It was a 23.
23 to hit.
Nice.
And
okay.
then, sorry, where's my...
do your
Is
damage.
it 1d6 plus 3? And then I get an extra what?
Which one are you
1d odd
Using a longsword?
thunderous. Yeah, my longsword.
1d8.
Oh, yeah. Which one's my d8?
Yeah, 2d6 thunder damage.
Oh, cool. Do I roll them at the same time?
Yeah, roll all together.
Do you wanna see?
That's more fun.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't even find my... Am I blind? Where's my...
No, that's my department.
And you
Oh, I'm sorry, Barry. Where's the d8?
Where's your d? Yeah, use my one.
Am I just staring at it?
I'll
just...
It also has to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, yeah. The weapon rings with thunder that is audible within 300 feet. Uh-oh. Sorry, guys.
What's the DC on the strength saving throw?
Oh,
Doesn't say anything for you guys.
What's your DC, Mirel?
Spell save.
Yeah, spell save.
Looked at your spells. Where's your spells?
Don't actually...
Look
I
to your
haven't used them,
spells.
13.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, am I giving the total for those now?
Yep.
Nice.
14.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh, you splatter it.
If the target is a creature, it must succeed on a strength saving. Okay.
Yeah, it fails at saving throw as well,
Splatters.
but you splatter it. You splatter it all across this pillar right next
That
to
is
the
the
boat.
correct response.
And it's
And we're all...
Poor
not even. They rolled so
Simon.
high. You
Okay, great.
aimed at the splatter
Okay.
on the wall. It's
And
a
I
beautiful piece of work.
let out a... and then... Oh, I was going to wipe my blade in the water, but it's not water, it's poo. Never mind.
Well,
Flick the goop off my blade.
if they didn't know you were here already, they certainly know now. Let us keep going.
Yes, well, at least we know we can defeat
I think from
them.
that hideous laughter, I think they know we're here.
Yes. I grab up the pole again and I push ourselves
Into the-
forward.
Also, don't drink the poo, anyone.
So you keep going down the corridor for a while until eventually you notice that the lights, the dancing lights, are still ahead of you, and they keep moving with you until eventually they kind of stop moving, and you start realizing that you're in fact closing on the dancing lights, and you begin to make out there's this chamber down there there's steps going up out of the water, and the water's gotten a bit wider, and this corridor's a bit bigger, and there's archways that with more water behind them, and so the sewer tunnel has gotten much bigger. So you're in a much bigger space now. And there's these
Can we still
archways.
see the boat ahead of us?
You see it actually moored up next to these steps that come up to this platform. So there's like a platform and these two sets of steps on either side. Getting the picture? Yeah. Okay.
That way! I presume that's where the boat is over there.
Right. And at the top of the steps on the platform, you see a group of figures standing about. Some of them hooded, some of them not so hooded.
How far away?
At this point, I'm thinking about 100 feet. So you've got time to think about what you want to do before anybody can do anything to anybody else. You don't know whether or not they know that you're coming or not. But what you do see is there appears to be a prisoner restrained. And you can see quite a lot of light there. There's some torches now as well. Some people come out from corridors on either side. And there seems to be about, you'd guess about 10 figures in that little area.
And do they all seem as if they are ready to defend themselves?
Hard to say at this distance. Do you want to get closer?
Well, it is all we can do now.
Yes.
All right. So as you start getting closer, you notice that there's some archers standing there waiting for you to get inside their distance. You just keep going?
Yes, I bring my shield up and my blade in hand and
try and squeeze behind
I'll
Behind
take
Kindred.
my bow and arrow.
Oh, nice.
All right, so you're going to fire
And the
back.
shield.
Yeah.
We'll keep the same initiative order as before. Okay. A volley of arrows comes flying at you and just hits the water. One of them comes at Immoral, and it's you don't have a shield, do you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Got armor on.
It hits your chainmail and kind of digs into your chainmail, but it only cuts a hole in your tabard underneath it. So there's a bit of fluff comes out of the undergarment of your chain. It doesn't hit you though.
Sorry.
Yes, that was the sound effect. Very good. Experience points for that. Okay. More arrows. So you're going to attack them back. So let's have a hit roll from you.
Okay.
Anyone else want to use any ranged attacks at this point?
What's that one?
how far away are they?
11, I think.
Let's say that we're now down to 60 feet.
I look at my bag and say, "Bow!" Nothing happens.
Is that how it works?
I haven't got one of those.
Nice try though.
All right, what did you get?
11.
11. Okay, so you guys are out of disadvantage now, by the way.
Good.
All right, 11. Plus, what's your bow attack?
It's... bow.
It'll be on something on the other sheet.
Bow attack's down.
Oh, your longbow?
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus 5 hit and a 1d8.
So that's 16.
Plus
okay.
3.
Yep, you hit and d8 damage. Yep. Oh, that sucks. 1.
Yeah.
All right.
One plus. What is it? What's your bow?
5.
So plus 5 damage with this
Plus 3.
longbow?
Yeah.
Oh, it's you're rolling damage. Sorry, yeah, plus 3.
Okay. Okay.
You've used your inspirations, haven't you?
Mm.
Another arrow comes landing in the water next to you. Oh, but Storm, not Storm, sorry, Kindred. Oh, 4 points of damage. Pierces through your shield and hits you in the hand, just scratching your wrist.
How far away are we now as we are moving forward?
I don't know how to move. see any
40
of them.
Okay.
This is reaction.
As soon as I get to 30 feet, I will throw one of the javelins.
Right.
Alright. So you're holding an action there.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry. I think I missed that. I was going to say immediately I can channel divinity to rebuke the violent as a reaction.
As a reaction if you get hit.
No, for somebody else.
Ally.
Oh, even for an ally.
It's not. I can't use it on myself.
Okay.
Deals damage with an attack against a creature other than you. You can use your reaction to force the attacker to make a Wisdom saving throw, DC 13. On failure, the attacker takes radiant damage equal to the damage it just dealt.
Wow.
Well, I've taken damage already, so maybe, but for next time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That's
All
cool.
right. Well, funnily enough, an arrow comes flying towards you
Oh,
and
great.
hits you in the shoulder, and it, sadly for you, is a critical because it's 20.
Oh!
Ooh.
And
I'm going to give you a
take
bardic inspiration right now.
10 points of damage to Immoral.
Ouch.
Yes.
I give you a combat inspiration. I'm probably too late, am I? Am I too late to give her a combat inspiration? Booster AC.
Yes.
Okay.
For that attack. Yes.
So it was 10, right?
Yeah, 10 hit points.
That's okay.
Yeah. Who's next in the initiative
I
order?
had worse. Pull the arrow out.
But we've kind of it's been a bit kind of
Sporadic.
sporadic. But if we want to go back to top, we can go back to Storm.
All right, Storm.
How
Okay.
are we
I'm going to
close?
fire again.
All right.
Mm,
It's a bit irregular because there's sort of distance closing and such.
there you are.
15.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you hit something.
Now, be something reasonable.
That's a,
Wow,
nice.
that's more like it.
8.
Okay, so it was an 8 plus 3, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you take somebody out, they just fall into the water.
Nice.
Plop. Okay, and now you're at 30 feet.
Okay, so I'll use my held action first to hit the javelin at one of the archers.
All right.
20 to hit,
Wow. But not natural?
not a natural,
Okay.
and 7 points of damage.
Okay, you hit, you do damage.
And then I will rush up to that archer.
All right.
Um,
You just jump off the barge.
yeah, is he like they on the? Because I can come off the barge and then onto the platform.
There's, as I said, there's 2 sets of stairs on
Yeah.
either side, so that you jump onto the stairs, whereas they're at the top of the. Give me a pen.
How many are you gonna
Okay. Stairs. Right, various bad guys. Prisoner person here. Your barge, probably, or let's say their barge is there. I don't know where you want to bring yours, over here or.
Whatever is going to be easier.
Yeah, probably here would make sense. And you can jump off there onto here and then go up the steps. But the archers, there's only 2 left. Are there.
Okay, so is it within 30 feet of movement to get to that archer?
Just outside.
Then I will use my tabaxi and movement, and I will double my movement to make my way to the archer.
All right. All right. You there?
And I will strike it with taking sort of out again. I will strike it with my longsword.
All right. Rolled hit.
8.
All right. They dodge. All right. Who's next?
How many other people are there up there?
Right. at
Other
this
than the
point.
archers?
So there was originally 10, but I think you've probably killed a few of the minions at this point. So we'll put a couple of extras there. That is in fact smoke. Right there.
We can tell. We can see that.
You can see that now that you're this
No
close.
arrows.
And what you realize is that there's somebody standing here with a branding iron,
Oh my gosh.
and it's being heated in a brazier.
How far? Where? Sorry, where are we at this point?
You
How
see
far
that-
down?
Sorry, you're down here on this barge. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, about 35
Oh.
feet up.
What distance?
And there's 2 archers left, and they're firing at you. What you also realize is that Smoke's had some of her fur shaved,
Mm.
and she's just kind of whimpering.
And someone's by her, did you say?
Yeah, standing next to her, right here. Someone who looks a lot like a D4.
Can I cast Sanctuary?
Whose go is it?
It is your go.
We're on the boat.
Mm-hmm. There are corridors here and here.
I can move 30 feet. Can I get within 10 feet of Smoke and the archer and her keeper?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Dash.
No, not quite. Almost.
I'm going to run up behind Kindred,
Alright.
sort of just in his footsteps, and as he strikes at his opponent and misses, I'm going to try and use that as a distraction to shove him off into the poo.
Okay, so you're basically just going to come around here. Okay. Alright, so you're going to make a grapple check, basically. Shove.
What even is that?
It'll be an athletics check.
Next check.
So.
Oh, it's a 6.
6. Well, that's with your bonuses.
Yeah.
You push him off,
Ha
and he just tumbles into the water, and he starts swimming across this way. Alright, but he doesn't have a bow anymore, and he's not doing anyone any harm.
Right.
This guy turns around and is going to start firing at you. Who's next on the initiative order?
Imrael.
Imrael.
I want to cast Sanctuary on Smoke. It is a bonus action.
What's the range?
Oh, that's a good question.
30 feet.
So I need to. Do I have. Because it's a bonus action, do I get to use an action?
Mhm.
I can run first and then. Yeah.
You could do that, yeah.
So I want to leap out of the barge
boat.
and run.
Alright, so
Towards
running, you
her.
need to double your action speed, right? Your distance. I think
So walk.
if you dash,
Dash.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you dash, that gives you 60 feet instead of 30 feet. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right.
It doubles your walking
Doubles
speed.
your
Can I
walking
dash
speed.
and punch him?
Well,
And
it's a
use my
bonus.
bonus
Well, because it's a bonus action, I think you can.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you can
Because I have a
you can dash as an action, and then you can bonus action with your sanctuary.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Alright, so you go 5, 10,
So
15,
punching.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 if you want to get that close.
Mm.
Yeah, you want to get right up there?
Might as well, yeah.
Alright, so you're there now.
Oh, can I put myself between her and the guy?
50, 55, 60, you can get to there.
Great. And then I turn to her and I cast Sanctuary over her,
Alright, what does it do?
which is wards a creature within range against an attack.
Alright.
Until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target.
Alright.
Or lose the attack or stuff.
At this point, by the way, you also notice that the ceiling is not solid. It's in fact a hole that goes up. It's a tunnel above you. And there's water dripping down from it. Okay, who's next?
Me, I think.
Back to
Yeah, back to top of the round.
Alright, back to the top of the round. Alright, well, in which case I probably. Alright, just go for your luck.
I'm going to make a run.
You're gonna make a run to who?
Yeah.
Yeah, where are you going?
To Smoke.
To Smoke. Okay.
I'm going to tear that bastard apart.
And you're gonna use your
He was mine.
you're gonna use your bit of Tabashi speed
Yeah.
business to
Yeah.
get there. Okay. Well, in that case, it's not much of a problem. You can get there. All right. And you're going to attack with your short swords or your long
Yep.
swords?
Well,
rather?
my long
All
sword's
right. Roll to
hand.
hit. Time is of the essence.
What was that?
12
12.
plus 5.
Plus 5. Okay, you hit. Yeah.
Okay.
Damage.
Ooh, shit.
3 plus 3 is 6. All right. You do somebody some damage, but they're not dead.
Okay.
That particular gang member turns around and tries to slash at you with a scimitar, which they promptly throw in the water.
It slipped.
Splash.
You know, I was sure when I shoved the guy, you're like, you shove him off, buddy grabs you,
Yeah.
and you go in the poo.
That'd
So
suck.
thank you for not doing that.
Yeah.
Scimitars that you throw, they always come back, right? That's the
It's like
one.
boomerang.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends if you're playing Zelda or not.
Yeah.
All right, so he's standing there. Now you've got another attack, right?
Yep.
Bonus attack. And he's now got no weapons.
What's that?
I
Which
don't
one?
know.
Wow, are you rolling?
Right one.
Yeah.
6.
6 plus 5, 11. Unfortunately, he does step back out of the way of that attack. But he steps back into Immoral.
And I turn around and
And I'm thinking you get a opportunity, attack of opportunity.
I turn around and swing as an unarmed strike. and swing a hook in his face
All right, so this is a gauntleted strike in the face.
just to hit, right?
Yeah.
I don't really have much rolling space. Okay. Oh, it wasn't 19.
It was a 19, and then
Is that a natural one?
and then
And then it rolled. Wait, did it roll into a 1 or a... Oh, god damn it.
the table has ruled.
And it's plus 5, but yeah, natural 1. It was so unfair. I was like, 19.
He stepped sideways and he
It
stepped
was going
sideways.
so well.
I was wanting to punch this guy for ages.
He steps sideways and you punch Storm in the face.
Oh!
But wait, she's still protected. Is she still protected?
The smoke's still protected.
Oh,
but
Storm.
Storm's not.
Sorry.
He doesn't
I have
worry.
tiny hands. It's okay.
He looks at you and he looks like he could kill you, but it's not really
At this point,
directed at
everybody
you.
on the platform except for Smoke scarpers and they just start running for doors and exits and even the water, diving into the water, leaving you guys and Smoke on there. Now, do you guys want to try and kill any of them as they run?
No,
or-
I think
let's
we
get
grab
around
her
it.
and get on a
Grab
barge.
Grab Smoke.
Let's go.
Go now.
All right, you grab Smoke.
I'll
and
take her up in my arms.
All right.
Head for a barge.
She's unconscious at this point. And you guys clear off onto the barge and start
Push off.
All right. And then you hear this voice down the corridor behind you. What? 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 No!
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
I think that's Marzipan, everyone.
Just go.
I'm going to kneel down and cast Cure Wounds on Smoke.
All right,
Come on,
use
come
up
on,
your
come on.
spell slot and roll your dice.
1d8. I think it's 1d8, isn't it? 1 plus
Oh my God, any healing
my
potions?
charisma, was it?
4,
5.
5.
Right there, buddy.
All right.
And I'll mark the slot off.
All right.
Do I have to be able to... Oh, I probably have to be able to see them. If I've got a 90-foot range for sleep, but I'd have to probably be able to see them, though. Doesn't actually
Does it say creatures you can see?
Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within range, which is 90 feet, are
So
affected.
I don't know how... Because I can't see it, but I don't know how far it is.
You don't have to
Point
see
you
it.
choose.
by
I
the
don't,
sounds
but-
of it. Yeah, but you know, well,
It depends how far away it is.
Hmm.
But because I can't see it, I don't know. Can I see it? No.
you can make an intelligence check.
Okay, let's do that. And I'm not doing that again. I'd like a 19, please. 17.
17.
Plus my intelligence. 1. Wait, that's the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus
19.
1, 19. Okay. You've got a pretty good idea that voice is coming from behind you, and besides which you can hear the sort of sounds as something's coming down the wall. If you look over your shoulder, you can see the silhouette of some sort of massive spidery creature. You see the silhouette of this.
Oh.
bleh. I don't like that guy. That guy before. So I can. That would mean it would be in range if I can see it.
Yeah, you can see it now.
Okay, cool. I cast sleep, which I haven't done before, but it is 5d8.
Right. Go for your
Wait,
life.
the total is how many hit points of creatures the spell can affect.
Yep.
I don't really actually understand that at all. But
So
can I borrow some
basically,
dice?
if you
Yes,
can
you
roll,
can.
if you can roll more hit points worth of sleep than she has
I'm going to
hit
stand.
points,
Mm.
then she falls asleep.
I'll just roll 3 and
She
then...
doesn't even get a saving throw.
And then 2
Never
more.
That's the
lost
really
one,
suckful
never
part
mind.
of this whole thing.
Your d8's not there.
Yeah, I knew it. Oh,
There
there
it
it is.
There it is.
I thought I was going crazy. Okay.
Come
4.
on. Sleepy times.
3, 6, 7...
Plus 8, 15.
15
Roll one
plus one more. Oh, that heavy one. Is that what he was?
Yeah, they're good, eh?
Magical, yeah.
more.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm getting some of those.
You think you can sleep me? I am Ta'azuran. I am a Dryder. There is nothing you can do to hurt me. She leaps off here onto the wall, and then she runs along the wall
Oh my god.
towards you guys.
Oh, it's Marzipan.
You're pushing along quite frantically, I'm imagining.
Am I supposed to use this?
I'm coming for you.
As she is moving, I would like to use my channel. How far away is she towards us now?
60 feet.
Okay. I will hold. I will as I'm moving the barge, I will hold an action, and once she is within 10 feet of us, I will release my channel divinity.
All right. And what is your channel divinity going to be?
Nature's wrath. So when she gets in within 10 feet, she must make a strength or dexterity saving throw.
All right. So she comes charging down the corridor towards you. As she gets closer,
I suspect she's immune to charms, eh?
Yeah. She's got magical.
If she's
branding people, controlling them.
she's drow.
Yeah. I think I read about her.
Storm, make a saving throw, please. A dexterity saving throw.
Oh, you're right. Money, man.
Somebody can help her. She is.
15, is it? 15, you're right.
All right.
15, and what is the saving throw?
Oh, yeah, my saving throw.
Saving throw for what?
Saving throw.
For
Should be at the top.
Dex, was it?
Yeah.
Constitution or Dex?
Dex.
Plus 5.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Okay, cool. All right, so you basically what you see is this anvil of light drop from the ceiling above you, and you step out of the way, and it just it disappears and evaporates before it hits the barge.
Okay.
Who's up on initiative?
Storm is first on initiative.
All right. So she's at about 60 feet at this point when that happens. In fact, she does that exactly when she comes into 60-foot range.
Okay.
Okay? So the next round, how fast do you reckon a barge is moving? About, say, 30 feet, just to use standard speeds? Okay, so it's going to be 2 rounds before she's on top of you.
I'll use my bow in there.
All right, so you're going to take a shot at her? Go for your life. Roll to hit.
Roll to hit, he's
That'll be a 2.
Ah,
I don't
miss.
think you hit.
Well, that makes sense.
Splash.
Yeah.
All right. Just still holding?
I will. No, I will. No longer hold. But I would instead. What I will do is I will cast. Bless.
All right.
I bless up to 3 creatures of my choice within range. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number to the attack roll or saving throw. So I will bless my three friends here.
Okay.
So you are all blessed.
Plus 1d4 attack or saving.
Sarath, what's your next action?
I'm checking on Smoke. How does she look?
Sleep out.
She's asleep, but got a pulse.
Yeah, she's got a pulse.
And no sign of bleeding.
No sign of bleeding. She seems to be stable.
She's stable.
In fact, do you want to make a medicine check?
Sure. Oh, it's good. 18 plus whatever.
She's stable.
Since we're quite far away as well. Vieli formath themate, or from the and I cast Bane upon our unwanted guest.
Oh, really? Okay.
You have to make a charisma saving throw.
Okay.
How'd you go?
I rolled a natural 20 and I get plus 5.
Oh,
So, sorry, plus 6. So yeah,
oh dear.
she's still coming at you. You think you can hurt me, the Azaran? You are dreaming, child. Why don't you jump? Command.
Oh! What do I have to do?
I think that is the
Saving
saving
throw.
throw.
Can I cast on? I don't know how to time was.
Wisdom save.
D4.
Nice. 5, 6, 7. It's not gonna work. Ooh, 11.
Fail.
I jump.
You jump off the back of the boat.
Glorious idea! Splash!
Can I reach down and fish him out?
That's your action.
Oh, is it?
That's
You want to
How
choose
deep is
between, You can choose between saving him, or trying to save him and attacking.
Yeah, I might save him.
How deep is it?
Oh, it's like hard to say. Do you touch the bottom?
Do I?
Do you want to touch the bottom?
I'd like to keep my head above if I can.
Can you swim and just catch the boat? Like, I don't know what.
You don't
Barge.
touch the bottom, so yeah, it's deeper than you. Constitution check.
Can he? Okay.
One of you guys had a rope, if I recall.
Yeah.
13.
13.
But he's
Okay.
right there?
All right, you pass his Constitution check.
Like, he's right by the barge, and he can
Well, the
climb
barge
in,
is
or
moving
we...
quite quickly,
Oh,
so
right.
because or have you stopped pushing it at this point? You're still going hard.
I'm still going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You weren't expecting him to jump off.
No.
Throw
No.
it. I will throw a
I was
rope.
not.
I will throw my length of hempen rope to him.
All right.
Mummy!
The whole thing, or would you?
The
hold
half... I hold on to the other end of it.
Oh,
To be specific. To be specific.
it? Have a rope.
17, but I'm not entirely sure what I'm rolling for.
Thanks.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah.
She throws a rope to you.
That's fine.
All right. You grab onto the rope. This is not hard.
No, pull him in.
All right. So these are your actions.
Yeah.
All right.
What did I do that for?
Suddenly, everything goes really dark.
So dark that we can't see?
Like pitch black dark.
Like past our night vision.
Like as in
Like
the
it's
spell
unnatural,
darkness, it's
yeah.
unnaturally dark,
Okay.
so night vision, nothing, you can't see anything. Now I have you! Are you ready?
Can I cantrip fire?
You can, but you can't see it.
Oh, wow.
Blocks even natural.
You can feel the heat from it, but you can't see it.
I wish I could cast this shield on
Where's the
everyone.
voice coming from?
You can make a perception check. 19. Alright. You've got an idea where you think she is.
Should narrate it.
Alright, you can roll, but you have disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay, and again, it's,
I wonder if I should shield smoke.
yep. You can't tell if you've hit anything.
Okay.
You've got no idea whether the arrow did anything.
Okay.
Shall we play some more? Are you ready? I'm coming for you.
You talk too much, old woman.
Woman, I am not!
Can I cast Shield of Faith? Oh, that's like my last slot.
That was yours. That was your turn, right, Storm?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, is it you?
Yeah. I will, not being able to see the creature and knowing that when I did see her, she was still very far away, I will continue moving the barge, and I will use lay on hands
Alright, it's for what?
on myself
On yourself, okay.
for 4 points.
Alright. Well, you don't need to find yourself to do that. So that's lucky. Alright. My bard.
Well, of course you made it dark when you have a face like a fat, flayed, fish-eating, fried ferret.
What are you trying to do? Make sure it eats us all.
Mockery!
Well, it's magic.
Alright, and what's the save DC? And it's against what? Wisdom, is it?
Wisdom against 14.
Ooh. Oh my! Such mockery! But perhaps you should be ready for this.
Block my ears.
Okay.
Don't jump, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump. Jump? Don't jump. Don't jump.
You hear this splash as something leaps past you. Barely missing you. You can't see it, but you just feel the water past you as something very large, and you get this sort of fluffy feeling run past your face for a moment, like spider legs with hairs on them. Oh dear, you move quickly, human child.
She doesn't know everything, does she? Because I'm a half-human, so take that,
Excellent. Emerald.
And the next one that runs across my face, I'm going to bite it. How do you like that?
What does the emerald do?
I don't know. I don't really have anything I can do.
It may be dark in here, but we can do it, my friends. It may be dark in here.
Have you climbed onto the boat yet, or are you sinking and playing?
I'm just kind of sinking into the bottom of the boat. But we won't be caught unawares. We can't see, but we've got each other. Bardic inspiration
Thank you.
to you.
Just don't know what to do. Okay. I want to cast Sanctuary on Smoke.
Does she still
not
have
Sanctuary. No, I didn't cast. Oh yeah, she wouldn't. It was a minute. Sorry. This one. Shield of Faith.
Shield of Faith gives it plus 2 armor class.
Yeah, it adds +2 to AC.
Okay, cool.
The
All right.
duration.
Very good. Storm.
Okay,
You're still sort of tracking the sound.
I'm tracking the sound.
Oh, just. Are you going to use Hunter's Mark?
Yes,
Because you're a ranger, right?
I'm
That's what you do when you're a ranger.
I'm going to use Hunter's Mark.
Okay. Can we just check up on the rules for Hunter's Mark?
I mean, you sniff her out.
It adds an extra d6 of damage, and I believe it gives advantage on wisdom checks when tracking a creature.
Right.
Nice.
But I'll double check. You have advantage on any wisdom, perception, or wisdom survival check you make to find it. If the target drops 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action to mark a new creature. But yeah.
Alright.
Darkness is cast on an object, yeah? So it's probably on the boat, right? Unless if we haven't passed out of it in the 30 feet.
Right, that is a very good question, and I was just thinking about that. So I'm thinking that you're beginning to pass out of the darkness. It's got a range, though, of 60 feet.
Right.
But it's got a 60-foot range and a 15-foot area. There you go. So you now passed out of the darkness.
Ha-ha!
Ah.
Now you get to see that face that I was talking about.
All right.
Come on,
Very
Marzipan.
good. So you've got your Hunter's Mark. You want to roll to hit?
Do you say?
Just one.
Just one? Oh, well.
Dreams are
fine.
Oh, 5. Okay. No.
Oh, you are blessed. Add d4.
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 It's possible. It's possible to hit.
Oh, a D4. Oh, another D4.
Oh, one of these.
Oh,
That's a 4.
a 4.
There you go. All right, you actually do hit. That was exactly what you needed.
Okay.
Okay, damage with your bow.
8.
D8.
Nice. Here we go.
3 plus 3. 6.
6. All right. Very good. You do 6 points damage. Over to you, my Tabachi friend.
She has been making her way like she was moving onto the barge to attack, yes?
Yes, she moves past the barge. She sort of jumps from one wall to the other, making an attack as she leaps from here to there.
Okay. I will use a bonus action to cast Ensnaring Strike on my on Sorrow as I unleash my blade,
Right.
and then I will hold my action when she is in range to strike at her.
Are we in 3 rounds of combat yet?
I think so. Yes.
So about this point,
Yeah.
you begin to just tear up, and tears start streaming down your face. Uncontrollable.
Yeah. I just rise it up above my head. And I wait for her.
All right. She comes charging at you with an attack. What's your armor class?
19.
She misses.
Okay, I will strike at her, and I am going to use my I will strike at her first, and then we'll see what happens.
I will have your eyes for beads, Catman.
I miss.
All right.
Is she holding a weapon?
Is she holding a weapon? Yes, she's holding a scimitar.
I am going to strike a chord and cast heat metal on her scimitar.
Alright.
It's getting hot in here, isn't it,
All right.
Marmalade?
Is there any saving throw for this?
Let me check for you.
Can't see how there would be.
Heat metal.
And we're very, very much have to wrap up.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that what we should do is we should probably leave it here on
Pause
this
here?
on this sort of high-pitched moment.
Should I finish the spell? Or?
Yeah, finish the spell.
You cause so choose a metal object. You cause the object to glow red hot. Any creature in physical contact with the object takes 2d8 fire damage when you cast the spell.
Right.
Until the spell ends, which is 1 minute,
Right.
you can use a bonus action to cause the damage again. If the creature is holding or wearing the object, they'll take take damage from it. You
Right.
must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or drop the object.
All right, so 2d8 damage.
2d8. That's a hot piece of metal. It's doing a 5 and an 8.
Wow.
Wow. Who would have known?
So what's that? That's like 13.
Mm.
All right, very good.
Constitution saving throw.
Well, I'll
You can
tell
do
you
that next.
what. At that point, the Azarand leaps off of you guys and heads down another corridor, and you hear her screaming, "I will meet you again!" And she disappears.
Hope not, Marzipan!
Not if we can help it.
How are you all doing?
Good, although you stink.
Yeah,
Just saying.
got dropped in the poo a few times. Are we all alright?
Maybe we'll stop.
Storm?
Oh, I'm fine.
Kindred?
I'm good.
I am fine. I am fine.
Let's get the heck out of here.
And I continue
Find
to
an
pilot the
exit.
barge.
Find an exit.
And you eventually do find an exit and manage to find your way out of the sewers, back into the sunlight.
Are we stopping there?
I think that is a good place to end. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. That was awesome.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for watching.
Tuned in.
Anybody crazy enough to watch this for
Yeah.
2.5 hours or however long it was? Yes, thank you.
Check out Game for Charity. Please donate.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. Hopefully we can add more to the story.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you from myself and Barry and Amber and Dan and Tom and
Brad.
And Brad.
Big thanks to Brad as well, who helps set all this
Bradley.
up.
Thank you, Bradley. One for Bradley. Yay! Awesome. All right.
Yep. Tune in. I've got some more bad songs for you, so you got to tune in for those.
Right. That's true. He does. He does. He really does.
Oh my gosh, sorry.